Hello, hello. Ah, so many people have the platinum title. Alright, let me do my dailies real quick. Who's on the... Oh, it's Teo. Let's get the 250 from here so I can use it for 25 runs. Oh no, wait. Oh wait, I actually can't unfavorite my save you from gold chip. I can't unfavorite my Maru because I need it for my... I need it for the legend races. So Granny is sticking around because she's my best legend race. Where's that gold chip? Let me get rid of this gold chip. Alright, I can't find it. I'm pretty sure it's unfavorited. So I'll get rid of that gold chip once we have to clean up the veterans list. Let's go ahead and work Granny a little bit more in these legend races. I still got like 70 slots before I have to glue my stuff. Awful mood, I'm just gonna use a parfait. Oh, can't view results. Alright, let's watch this first one against the NPCs. Not even a winner though. Why are we loading? You run... Oh. You guys all doing ace runs right now? Yeah, I think I'm gonna take like a couple more days off on gold chip. We're gonna start off with Top Gun. Yeah, doing the legend races with like your DM Umas is a little unfair. Well, I still am getting haunted by gold chip because I'm praying that she drops straight away spurt from the legacies every time. I have to keep asking for her to drop straight away spurt. Your power and your wit. Yeah, that's why straightaway spurt is so valued. Is because, you know, if you pick up straightaway spurt and it activates, that's like essentially 150 to 200 power. It just like lets you get away with not having a stat stick, but you have to get lucky during the inspirations. Which is why like I am so adamant about making my own parents, because I feel like I have to do so many more runs because you're hunting for a white skill. You got your first 4-star Uma? Is it Teo? Oh, Kurin-chan. Yeah, I think my first 4-star will be McQueen whenever her thing comes around. So that one's coming up soon, right? Champ. What's the upcoming upcoming legend races? How do you check? Oh, legend race history, okay. Who's after this? Yeah, McQueen is next. Or we have to do for the Tenosha Spring. How versatile is Saiyan Sky's ult? I mean, Saiyan Sky's inherit, like, you just have to be a front runner. So I guess it's not very versatile, because you have to be first place. You can only run it if you're doing front runners. But it is a very strong ult for front runners. Yeah, Kurama gets to win the legend races. Teo will be might end up being your first one. No, this is the legend races because I haven't done the dailies yet. I'm doing ace runs today. It's gonna be a shorter stream. I've been playing a lot of Uma Musume because it's like the last week of the month. So for club, I've just been doing so many parent runs that I don't think I have the energy to stream. But I don't know when. Maybe next Monday we can start it, because I don't know how many people have already made, like, I assume almost nobody has made a full team yet, right? So we might do like the free-for-all rooms where we all enter one Uma, which won't really show how the CM works, but it's really hard to ask everyone to submit a team of 3 when we're this far out. So we'll probably do free-for-all rooms for a bit until, I mean, at least until I can make up a team of 3. What would the full team for a Taishinless comp look like? I mean, in terms of meta, you want at least one end closer. Just because having one end closer with Straightaway Spurt lets you, fight for that end closer meta. But I mean, pace chasers are fine. As long, you can also run the front runner to like, if you're running a pace chaser, you can think about running a front runner. Or you can think about running a Haru to pace down everyone. I don't know, there's a lot of diverse comps. But I think for sure, if you want like the highest chance at winning the final round, you have to think about bringing in end closer. If you care about the meta. Any negatives to doing 3 end closers? Not really. Like, end closers are just like a position that can get blocked out. I don't really see like there's not really like a disadvantage to all-inning on end closers. I mean, I guess you could lose to somebody doing like a late surger Haru manipulate comp. But I think it's really, I mean, I didn't even see one of those during the last one. It's just like you're kind of putting all your eggs in one basket, but it's not like so weak or like so bad to do triple end closers that it would ruin you. I'd say Breath of Fresh Air, like, it's like 50-60% good. Like 50-60% of the time, like, it'll be okay. Is it true you can get 500 stamp from Rico at the Auto Haru scenario? Yeah, if you have a max limit broken version, sure. I think that's also like a high roll. You're not like consistently getting 500 stamp from a max limit broken SSR Rico. That sounds insane to me. Yeah, Breath of Fresh Air and Cooldown are the same skill. They both have like a 50-60% chance of being like an actual gold recovery skill. Otherwise, it either triggers too early or too late. That's about it. Like, about like 40% of the track, you don't want it to trigger. And then taking account into a wit, it's like around 50-60-ish%. That was not, yeah, it's including with a wit check. Assuming you have 400 wit, or somewhere like between 300 and 400 wit, it's like 50-60% chance of working. Am I taking 3 recoveries? I don't think so. I think maybe on Top Gun. I haven't decided yet. It depends on how, like, what my stats, because I haven't done an ace run yet, so I don't know if I need to bring one. Because if I'm running end closer, if I can try to hit like 1100 stam, I don't think I'm gonna bring cooldown off of 2. Would you recommend bringing Super Creek? Or I would probably never use Super Creek in the next scenario. Like, I don't think I'm ever running my Super Creek in the next scenario, except maybe for a medium or a long. But most likely, like, you're not running Super Creek in the next scenario. Like, I think, like, for some longs, and, like, maybe like, if it's a Japanese derby, like a 2400 meter medium, you might need to bring Super Creek for swinging Maestro. But otherwise, if you're, like, running pace chasers, you'll have Gourmand, Like, for longs, you might need to bring it. 1080 with 3 recoveries sounds good enough. I mean, sure, yes, you need the Rico card for mediums and longs. It's still the same concept. It's not like you suddenly need 1,000 stam for a mile. It's just, if you want to participate in longs, having the Rico card is very good. But you would want a max limit broken version if you wanted to be competitive. I don't know. It's just like, it's hard for me to recommend like saying you need to pull on the Rico banner because like you're not going to be that competitive with a level 30, level 35 Rico. Is Rico okay in Mant and Grand Live? I mean, yeah. I mean, technically like Tazuna's okay in Aoharu. It's just not like meta. When they say that like you can use it in the next scenario, it's just if you have really strong speed cards, you could replace one of them with a friend card. But a lot of the times for like meta CMs, you'd just rather replace it with a wit card. Like the only issue is that they don't give good... They don't give like good skills, really. Like you don't... Like unless you're running Mihono Bourbon, you don't really need concentration. Rico gives you Rushing Gale, which isn't that strong. Like, I don't know. It's good in the next scenarios. It's just like, it's not a meta consideration unless you have a max limit broken version. Alright. So I just made the... I think I had this 2 stam 2 long symboli that I was going to run for Top Gun. But today, in like the 3-ish runs I did today, I made a 2 stam 2 turf symboli that has a 3-star straightaway spurt with my gold ship. So this is 6-star straightaway spurt and 3 speed, 2 power, 2 stam, 2 turf, 3 long, and then I'm gonna borrow a 9 stam. So we're gonna do my 3 ace runs like this, which I believe was this TM Opera. Is who I'm borrowing. Let me check. It should have a gold ship and a condor. Yeah. So hopefully I just hit the long spark off of Opera, since like the best legacy for Top Gun is Opera or gold ship. So hopefully I'm hoping that I hit the long spark or the long inspiration off of this Opera. But this is gonna be probably my borrows, since I don't really care about how strong... Like, I think gold ship is stronger, so I'm gonna spend more time on gold ship. But I want to try to get like a decent Top Gun up and running right now. But I'm trying to hit straightaway spurt off of this 3-star or this 3-star, and then mainly trying to hit long off of this long. But this should be 75 stam, 21 speed, 12 power. Crazy the speed. I'm kind of annoyed that their 3-star stam is a condor passive. I can't really be too greedy. And then we're gonna run 2 stam. Because I'm gonna try to greed with the 20% stam growth rate of Top Gun. If not, then I'll run cooldown and I'll drop a probably sweep. We're gonna borrow a Sakura Boxing. So this is probably gonna be my deck. So yeah, this will be my deck, and then I'm just gonna try to hit around 1100 stam off of these two in the legacies. If not, then I'm replacing sweep with I'll be replacing sweep with McQueen. Otherwise, I'm gonna try to hit it off of these two. If this is too greedy, I'll switch up the deck on the next run. For the Rice Shower card, you probably just want 1 copy. You're not really using... You're only using it for the skills that that comes with it. Alright, so hopefully this gives me like 200 stam off of inspirations. Because like with no stam inspiration on a 20%, I can hit around 900. So I'm hoping the inspirations bring me up to that 1100 number. Terrible first day. Yeah, I don't know. It just feels weird to recommend like pulling on. Okay, let's pull out the gacha banner again since this is an event that I need to read anyways. I don't know. It's just weird for me to say to pull on this, especially if you've been playing like since Kitas and Black or since the rerun of Super Creek, because these just don't have a long longevity. Rice Shower realistically only works in Aoharu. Like once Mant comes out, you're never gonna use Rice Shower power again. Rico is okay. It's just, I don't know, it's just really awkward for me to say, like, you should pull on this banner when there's so many other banners coming up that you should be saving for. Obviously, if you can swipe for this banner, then don't take my advice. But it just, the power level of this banner feels so weak compared to what's coming in the future. Like, the only reason why I would say pull on this banner instead of waiting, because you're missing out on 1, maybe 2 CMs by not pulling on this banner, like not having the best for 1 or 2 CMs. But if you pull on this, then you would have to choose 1 out of the next around. Like, you'd have to choose 1 banner essentially out of these. Yeah, so yeah, I did color code it for different strats. I think there's like some I'm missing early on. Because like I have almost all the later ones color coded because I remember these being meta, but I can't remember what was meta early on, so I still need to do more research to color code this. I do have some of it color coded already. If it's not color coded, generally it's like it works for every strategy if it's not color coded. But it's color coded based on the colors of like how the in-game thing works, or not the in-game, the in-game like team trials icons. So frontrunner is blue, pace chaser is green, late surger is orange, and end closers is red. So like if you see if you're like planning on like building late surgers, Nice Nature Wit is a good option because it's the only card with On Your Left, which is really good for sprints and miles for late surgers. On Your Left is a lot harder to use in mediums and longs because it can trigger at a really bad time. So generally, we see On Your Left on late surgers in sprints and miles. And the next opportunity of that is, I believe, Mr. CB Wit, which I don't know why I have highlighted as end closer. I also did this at like 3 a.m., so... Hold on, I'm pretty sure Mr. CB Wit is a late surger card. Because it has... No, never mind, it's not. It has Daring... Wait, what has On Your Left? Okay, never mind. The Daring Attack is an end closer thing. Wait, what has... Sorry, now I'm confused. On Your Left. Oh, it's Sakura Laurel. Okay, never mind. Yeah, so Nice Nature Wit is a good card to pull for if A, you can max limit break it, which is the only consideration you should have if you're not grabbing this for On Your Left. Because the only reason why this card is considered good is because it has, at max limit break, 15% race bonus for Mant. If you don't even have it at level 45, you can't run this in the third scenario. Like, you need this at a minimum of level 45 in order to consider running it for the third scenario. Which is why I do not recommend pulling on it. Because it is at such an awkward time, and it's useless for the entirety of... Well, not useless for the entirety of Aoharu, but it's not as effective in the second scenario. But it is your only source of On Your Left for late surgers, which is a decent skill for sprints and miles. How to counter the Ura frontrunner? You just run a frontrunner. Like, you just run a frontrunner that can run front running. You can't counter it for... if you're planning on trying to use Sleeping Lion, you cannot counter Urara in the Gemini Cup. Urara will always turn off Sleeping Lion, but if you don't want to be paced down, you just run a random front runner that can actually run the track. Isn't there a rerun? Yeah, there's a rerun right before, like during the New Year's event with Ogre Cap Power. Is it possible to pull for Summer Mario and Christmas Ogre? Yeah, it should be. There's like, oh, actually, there's only 2 months in between. Ah, it should be possible with 2 months in between. Or actually, no. I might be a little close. Like if you're at 0 at the end of Marzinski Summer, it's a little hard for me to say that you're guaranteed to. Like yeah, if you started at 0 carrots and you've exhausted all the single time carrots, it might be hard to get all the way to Ogre Cap Christmas because this is 2 months in between. You're kind of like on the edge of yes or no. Also, if you were here yesterday, I do have to apologize. The New Year's event is 100 pulls, but it was split 50 pulls on Tamamo Cross and 50 pulls on the Fukukitaro. So it wasn't 100 on only the supporter banner. It was split 50 on Cross and then 50 on the new supporter banner for the. So that was a mistake I did. I said yesterday. I thought it was all in on the supporter banner. Yeah, it's 50 in Tamano Cross banner and then 50 in the Fukukitaro. So I have it written here now. I can't figure out. I don't know. I can't figure out what they had at the anniversary. Because I can't figure out how they split it for the anniversary. But I believe it's around. It should be around 50 to 100 pulls in the first Annie. I just couldn't find the source for it because they're. Or not the Twitter page, the web archive for it. Like this was their tweet about it. And they said that there was the daily free gacha pulls, but then when I went to like the archive of it, it doesn't have any information on it. You get your limit break. I would just recommend if you're getting to limit break 3 on Nice Nature Wit by the time it comes out, you're probably still better off max limit breaking your Kitasen. I'm assuming you're gonna pull on something else besides the rerun banner. Because Nice Nature Wit, you can probably just wait till you get another crystal, because it's only good at max limit break once you get to that Mant scenario. I don't think a max limit break Nice Nature Wit will help you too much compared to a max limit broken Kitasen Black. When is the Kitasen rerun? Sometime mid to the end of December. So in about 2 months from now? No, not 2 months. Sorry. I don't know why I thought it was October. It's in about 4 months from now. But yeah, so like in here, they said that they did the daily polls, but they didn't say how it was split up. So I wasn't able to figure out the information for that. I don't even know where it is on here. I think it's this one right here. They didn't say how long it lasted for, so I can't find the information for that. So I'm still looking for the first Annie information. I know the half Annie is single pulls, and I know the New Year's is 10 pulls. I can't find information on the half Annie. I was trying to look through this tweet, but like, no one posted the information. They just posted like the Valentine's event. What's the parent to pull for Pace Chasers? So Pace Chasers can use classic Marzensky and Taiki Shuttle, as you saw in the last cup. The next one coming up for Pace Chasers is Nishino Flower. This is a Pace Chaser Uma. In terms of like meta, like there's gonna be some prior to Nishino Flower, but Nishino Flower has like the acceleration, which is very important. And this is a 4th or 3rd place. So it's practically only a Pace Chaser, because you have to be 3rd or 4th place. This is like exclusive to Pace Chasers. Nothing like... same thing with Taiki Shuttle. I think Taiki Shuttle is like almost an exclusively Pace Chaser acceleration ulti. But before that, there might be one, but nothing as strong as Nishino Flower. You can look through that. If there's any banners in there that you thought that... Because everything prior to year 2, I'm not like 100% sure. I might have missed something that was meta prior to the year 2 anniversary. Just because that was so long ago. And I wasn't following the Korean and Taiwanese release. Recommendations and tips for CM2? I think you should just always hit like my biggest tip is just hit the stam requirement. Like even on one of your Umas, maybe even overshoot it, just so you can like win some rounds based off of like there's so many people are gonna have a hard time hitting the HP requirement. So like before thinking about getting max stam and max speed, you should just try to hit the HP requirement. No, I'm gonna do my own parents for my gold chip ace. I'm doing that off camera. I'm doing like 10 to 15 runs off camera. Miss Necopon had a video explaining it. Yeah, like I can't find any evidence that... Because I know it was around 100 pulls. I just don't know how it was distributed. And Web Archive didn't take a screenshot of it, so... I'm gonna look at like the Korean and Taiwanese servers to see if somebody had a screenshot of that. Isn't Ashino a borrow angle for free-to-play Hush Low Spenders? Yeah, but it's also just like there isn't really anything else for Pace Chasers to pull on, besides like universal stuff. But it's always good to have, like, the thing with Nishino Flower is that it's like such a good parent for Pace Chasers that you kind of want your own, so you're able to spend time like on it as your parent. Because otherwise you're limited to your daily borrows to use it as a grandparent, or you're limited to using your daily borrows to make your ace. Yes, if you don't have a good enough deck, like if you don't have max limit break in SRs, then yes, you should pull on the Rico banner, because there's no other banners to pull on. You feel like power is way more important? Yeah, no, like max speed, max stam is not what you want to hit. Like you want a balance between your speed and your stam. Sorry, a balance between your speed and your power. And then, I mean, max speed obviously is good, but it's just hard because there's just like, there's the potential high caps. You just have to make do with what you can hit. Why is my training? Why are they just everywhere? Wit does not reduce stam consumption, no. Is there a good guideline to know when to stop raising grandparents and move on to parents? Not really, it's just like how much time you're willing to invest. What deck am I using? I'm using 4 speed 2 stam. This is an ace. This is an attempt at an ace. The sheet does say, it says single pulls. It should be single pulls. Oh, I guess it doesn't tell you how many single pulls exactly. You're right. I didn't like count the days. But it was like such low single pulls that I didn't say like exactly how many you would get. It's either if you are not planning on pulling on either Rico or Kitasen Black, yeah, it would be either Fuku Kitaru or Narita Top Road. Because both of them you get free pulls on, so you're able to decide whether or not you want to pull. So on Fuku Kitaru, like depending, like if you get a copy of Fuku Kitaru in your 50 pulls, you might want to go to Limit Break for that instead. Because both Top Road and Fuku Kitaru are about similar in strength. You want one or the other. Well, I mean, even Kitasen Black with, you know, 100 and whatever 100 and whatever specialty priority, she only shows up like 30 something percent of the time. Like 100 specialty priority just gives you about a 30-ish percent. Yeah, your account's not bricked if you don't own Kitasen, it's just it's annoying to constantly be borrowing it. I don't know, the people who threw away accounts that had like 200 plus runs on for Kitasen kind of made no sense to me. Because I feel like legacies are so important. I guess if you had like 0 legacies and you didn't know what you were doing, it might have been okay. But like, it was so weird seeing people throw away like day 1 accounts that had like, you know, tens of hours invested into it for Kitasen. I guess it sets you up. That's why you didn't even start till the Kitasen banner. Which one's the one that gives 30 energy? Chaco. The bottom one, okay. Finally, more than 2 supporters showed up on A. You wonder how many realers just stopped playing? Yeah, probably a decent bit. No way. Change the colors on late and end? I don't know if I would be able to... Yeah, I feel like the orange and the... Yeah, you... I feel like the orange and the red do have enough of a distinction. I can try to do a darker orange, maybe? But I think if you can't tell the difference between the orange and the red, I don't know if there's a color that's in the same vein that I can still switch it to, unfortunately. Have you tested if you were colorblind? Green's being used for Pace Chaser. It's because I use the colors... Maybe I can do like a symbol coding as well. I can try a symbol coding. So you're able to use that? Yeah, sorry. I think symbol coding would be easier than trying to switch the colors. So I'll try to work on that after. Or yeah, maybe I can switch to yellow. To a brighter yellow. Well, actually, because I do my highlights in yellow. I'll try symbol coding. We'll see which banners the dates fall into which scenario. It should be whenever the anniversaries are. If you're confused about that. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what this event gives. Top gives 10... Okay, I need the 10 power more. Yeah, because generally the new scenario is whenever the anniversary is until the... like, 4th scenario, I think, is when it starts getting different. And by then, I'll switch up how the sheet looks because you probably don't need to see all the past stuff. They're in daily pulls. The gems aren't counted. I think you get like 3,000 gems at the 1st anniversary, and like maybe a 10 pull at the New Year's event. But those are just like the free, like how we had the free daily pulls during. I might have to do this power training. Like how we had the free daily pulls during Gold Chip Week. It's just like essentially like if you log in for that day, you can do that daily pull. Yeah, I can switch it to yellow as well, but I'll try to also do symbol coding just so it would help other people who You always have the same issue. Does it take a long time to save carrots between sparks? I think at a minimum, with like, if side games is super generous, at a minimum, it would take 2 months. I don't think you would ever see this early on it taking less than 2 months between banners. Like if you started from 0, it should be around at least 2 months. And that's like if they were fairly generous. Like I'm pretty sure the highest estimation is 15,000 carats, which I still think is way too high. Like I don't think it's 15,000 carats a month, but I don't think you would see less than that. Is it better to do 3 speed 3 stam or 4 speed 2 stam? I think you can hit the stam requirement. I mean, it depends on how strong your deck is. If it's all max limit broken, I think you should just try to high roll 4 speed 2 stam. But if your cards aren't like, you know, max limit broken like mine, it's probably better to do 3 speed 3 stam. You want me to explain why Neo Universe is good? Yeah, I can do that. So if you start from 0 right now, it's about to get 60,000 carats with the Keys and Black rerun. Keys and Black rerun is 3 months from now. 3.5 months. I think I can't confidently say you would get 2 sparks on it. Oh, no, not Top Gun. Okay, Neo Universe. You don't have to like worry about any of this. She just has a mid-race skill. If you activated like 4 medium races, she's really good because she has a super high target speed increase halfway through from 7th to 4th. So they either a pace chaser or a light surger depending on if frontrunners are meta. But she gets essentially an upgraded version of Anchors Away. She also has her unique skills, Luminescence, and not Prepare to Die, because I think a couple other ones have it. But she's like a very meta medium racer. I don't think she... I think I have her on a slightly lighter highlight. But this skill is pretty good as an inherit, because it's a 2.5 on a medium race. But she's also just a very good late end closer like user. Isn't the distance requirement kind of strict? This is just Anchors Away. What do you mean is the distance requirement kind of strict? You just have to be 4th to 7th place after the halfway point. It's just Anchors Away. You need a link to the sheet again? Yeah. Like, this is the same thing as Anchors Away. Oh, wait, sorry, it's Gold Ship, not Anchors Away. Except it's, instead of 0.25, well, I mean, you'd have basically Anchors Away, but as an inherit. Like, it's a full inherit. Because Anchors Away is 0.05. But if you inherit Neo Universe... No, it's not relative distance. No, yeah, it's just like... It's literally like at the halfway point, which is Anchors Away. But this is a 0.45 when it's on Neo Universe. When it's inherited, it's a 0.25, which is similar in strength. Now, she's a good runner. She has the Luminescence is pretty decent. Generally, when you activate 13 skills in a race, you either are trying to activate your 13 skills before the acceleration to your top speed, so for positioning, or after your acceleration to the top speed for top speed increase at the final stretch. But she's a pretty good... She's just, like, good at running. And then she has the skill evolutions. But this is, like, so far in the future. Well, actually, is it far in the future? When did she come out? The second anniversary? Like, the 5th scenario? She's a very strong... She's just like a medium... Like, she's going to be meta on essentially every medium track. Which is like a fourth of the tracks. Maybe she doesn't deserve a full highlight like I do have on the... Like I have on the sheet. But she is a very strong medium racer. So I'm trying to figure out what... The middle one's energy, right? Okay. What's the difference between current speed and target speed? Target speed is the speed that you're trying to get to. So, like, let's say you're still accelerating to your... Like, your current speed is just whatever speed you're currently running at. Your target speed is the speed you're trying to accelerate to if you are trying to accelerate to it. So, it's not really like a translation thing. It's just like two separate things that talk about the same thing. Yeah, this is so annoying. I have normal mood. I really don't want to hit recreation. Neo is not... And Ogre Christmas has such a unique build that there's nothing that really power creeps it. Like, Ogre Cap just has too unique of a build to, like, put into a category of, like, how what strategy she runs. But Ogre just falls off at, like, around the 2nd year anniversary. Ogre Cap goes from S tier to A tier. Like, she's still very strong, but she's not gonna be, you know, top of the line. I think the half anniversary single pulls should be on the Rico banner, because usually they do Uma pulls and then do Rico pulls, but I don't know. I haven't found the evidence for it, so I can't give you a concrete answer. But I don't think it's on the nice nature. Does Valentine's Bourbon get power crept? No, not really. I don't think there's been... It's probably going to get power crept soon. Because they just released a... They released the Pace Chaser and the Late Surger power creeps. With Gentle... Oh, no, sorry, Pace Chaser with Gentle Donna. And End Closer with Orfevre. So they'll probably release a frontrunner power creep soon. But I think... Valentine's Mihono Bourbon is still, like, meta. How did I do in the Taurus Cup? I had, like, a 77% win rate. And I won the finals. Really? Super Quick's 1 off? That's kind of annoying. Where do you find the Gemini Cup info? You can find it on Game Tora. Probably just rest here. Yeah, it'll tell you like the green sparks to grab. Or the green skills to grab. Oh, get 3 speed this early? Before first summer, 3 speed. Pretty bad training, so I think I'm gonna rest here, do a training, and then rest during summer instead of doing a wit. So I can get the mood up. Man, this is so annoying. Does Maya need her evolution? I mean, it's better than nothing. Like, I would rather have it than not. I just don't have enough crystals for it. Okay, this is too much power to pass up on. Technically, the first anniversary has 4 parts. The first anniversary comes out in, like, 4 parts. So, like, it lasts from the first anniversary onwards. Alright, let's rest here. I have 6 stars in Straightaway Spurt. And these 2. And then long, I have, like, 3, 2. I have pretty high affinity with straightaway spurts. Like, I'd say in my parent runs off of these two, I probably hit it like 30-40% of the time because of how high affinity it gives. Like in like the 30 runs I've done with this legacy, I get like 30-40%. I think I get longs less often because this is a 2-star turf. Game 8 said the first anniversary part 1 is single pulls and the second part is 10 pulls. That's not how I translated the tweet, but I could be wrong. I'll double check it later. What am I doing? Oh yeah, what does this event give? I haven't done a Top Gun run in so long. Top gives power. What's the max amount of wit cards you would run in a deck? Would you ever need 3 wits? I think for Aoharu, you can generally run 4 wit cards, 2 speed, for like sprints. I think 4 is probably the most you'll ever see in a deck. But that's because Aoharu High has a max cap of 1800 wit, so you're able to do 4. Is that how summer works? Maybe I don't have the pattern recognition to understand that top is always power. Let's get the 10 stam. When is Games nerfing bad conditions? I think it happened at the 3rd scenario. I think. I don't know the answer to that. Yeah, I'm really hoping this Opera gives me the long spark. But I haven't done a run on this, so I don't know for sure. Might just do a race here for some skill points, because I'm not going to train with Bakshin. And my energy isn't low enough to rest. Excuse me, like 48s? Yeah, 48 skill points. With how expensive Breath of Fresh Air is? Wait, I hit max hint off of corner recovery? What are my thoughts on Haru and debuffers this CM? I mean, they're just not as strong as mediums, but they'll always have a place. But I think, like, it's more likely somebody just fails the wit check on their thing than you kill them with stam debuffs. But once again, like, I think debuffers are good if you just don't have time to build another ace. Like, if you don't have the time to build another ace, just build a debuffer. They generally should be easier to build. I mean, you have Slipstream. I can also just do another medium. I cannot do another medium race today. Ah! What terrible trainings. I wouldn't advise to run vodka in your ace deck for Breath of Fresh Air. I think running a power card is very weak. Why are they all on guts? Actually, I'm gonna train this because I don't think I'm gonna get enough guts. I'm not gonna hit 400 if I don't train some guts, but that is so annoying. I mean, yeah, like, if I don't make a 3rd ace, I'm just gonna throw in my nice nature from last CM in. If you want to build 2 debuffers, if you wanted to build 2 debuffers, the only debuffers you can consider for the next CM is a Haru to turn off Taishin, or a nice nature for all seeing eyes. You can't use Dominator on the next CM. Dominator only works for medium tracks. And I don't think Air Groove's dazzling disorientation is ever good. This isn't 30 energy, right? I'd lose so much energy if I use energy instead. But 25 stats is so bad. That's so annoying. Let's lose out on 8 energy. Yeah, I'm most likely doing 3 aces. I think I'm doing double end and maybe a pace chaser. What's the percentage of the best of fresh air event from the director? I have no clue. I don't think there's been a like solid answer for it. I have yet to build a gold chip for the CM, and I'm gonna keep it that way probably for the rest of this week. Power... It's just like generally you want to only run 2 types of cards in your deck. So it's awkward trying to run, like trying to train on 3 separate facilities just isn't that great. On miles and sprints, you can think about bringing a power card, but for a long, you shouldn't be putting a power card in your deck. You should only be having speed and stam and maybe a friend card instead of a speed card. If you have a max limit broken Tazuna, I think it's worth running. I don't really like the stats I have. I think I trained too much. I didn't train that. I think I should have trained like 2 more times in stam instead. Hopefully Summer treats me well. Over a speed card. Tazuna replaces a speed card. Alright, hopefully this gives me the long spark. Okay, there's a long spark, which is pretty good. Pretty low stam though, only 49. I might not have enough stam on this run. That was a really low hit off of my stam sparks. I don't know if I'm gonna hit enough. Yeah, you want to see my sparks? Yeah, it's a 2 stam, 2 turf, straightaway spurt, 2 power, 3 long, straightaway spurt, 3 speed, 2 turf, 3 stam, 3 long, 3 stam, 3 stam, 2 long. It's like 100. It's about 200 affinity, I think. Okay, sorry. Let me like actually think about my decisions now. If I do a wit here, I can do 2 trainings and then a rest before summer, which I think is what I need to do. Do green sparks matter? If you get max discounts on it and it's 120 to buy it, like if you get max hint levels, like if I got max hint levels on Divine Emperor and it was 120 to buy this, I might consider it. Otherwise, I think it's too expensive. Okay, I'm gonna buy Swinging Maestro right now because I don't want to lose the Tennosho Spring. And also, this can never be discounted more because I already have a max hint for Corner Recovery, and you can only get 1 hint off of Swinging Maestro. We're gonna go buy this right now. Just so, like, if I get rushed, I don't die on this track. Because it might be good to get the green. I think I have to put her on pace, no front runners. Long S shouldn't lose this. Is there a guide in helping you understand the strength of a skill? There's not really a guide, but if you pull up the simulator, you can see in the top left how fast you're running. So right here at the 100 meter mark, you're running at 18.75 meters per second. So you can just add 0.05 meters per second to it. And then for however long you run it for. So like here, a 0.05 meters per second buff is, you know, less than 1%. When you're at your top speed, like Divine Might, you're running at around 22-ish meters per second. So Divine Might would add 0.25 meters per second. That's how you would just read the target speed increases. Like you can see at what points how fast you're running. Yeah, like friend cards just aren't good unless the rest of your deck is already good. At least for these starting scenarios. Yeah, most likely I'm gonna borrow parents. At least for Top Gun, because I don't want to do another set of parents for Top Gun. Gold Ship is the one that I'm gonna spend more time on. But like my set of parents is already very strong. Like a 3-star straightaway spurt, a 3 long 3-star straightaway spurt that I can just get away with borrowing purely Stam, which is what I'm doing. Since this I don't care too much about. Holy, my trainings are so bad. Uma Stand is not a good skill now. I don't think I'm gonna hit the Stam requirement that I want. Yeah, that's a good well rested. So I'm full energy going into summer at least. I mean, I'm being very greedy with a level 45 Super Creek and a Cafe as my only cards. But yeah, maybe it's too greedy. Is B end closer good enough? You lose out on 15% wit. I think it's fine. Alright, let's try to supplement it with a little bit of guts. I think this runs glue. Okay. A good Stam. Training. Maybe not as glue. Oh my Wait! We might be back! We might be back. Okay, I think we just tank the Night Owl. I'm just not gonna go into the infirmary. Okay, well, I already had Night Owl. So I think the second Night Owl doesn't hurt. The shrine hits, hopefully. Oh. I might have just glued this run. Okay, not the mood down. I won a 42% chance into two. What is Night Owl? Like 5-10%? I hit it twice in a row. That's crazy. $2.5? Oh, this run actually is so good if I didn't hit that. We're just gonna tank. We just have to tank the Night Owl. I don't think I can do Infirmary. 1 in 1600. That's crazy. We just tank it. We just take it and hope she doesn't get a mood down. That is double Night Owl is crazy. That's fine. We tank these. We tank these. Okay. There's 3 trainings left. Let's do 1 wit. And then we'll do 2 trainings in a row. And we're just gonna gamble. Alright, please, good rainbows. Good rainbows, so I have like a decent Top Gun. No, that's non-standard distance. Okay, Stam's probably more important. We're gonna at least hit the guts. This is an ace run. Okay, I think the 2 Stam is fine. Obviously I greeted a 58% during summer. But I think if like... I think it should be fine running 4 to try to hit my speed. Alright, we're just gonna take whatever rainbow we have. Ugh. Pretty low numbers, honestly. Only like 1,000, 1,100, 300 wit. It's so annoying you can't run... Like, I feel like I could hit... Like, on gold ship, with this setup, I could probably hit 1,200 Stam with Top Gun instead of Manhattan Cafe. What stats am I aiming for? Like, around 1,100, 1,100. These are pretty low stats. I think the speed trainings were really bad. I got, like, pretty lucky with the Stam trainings, but the speed trainings just felt really bad. Also, like, I was stuck on good mood the entire, like, start of the... like, race. Or not race. But, like, at the start of the run, I was stuck on good mood because I couldn't hit anything. Yeah, I didn't hit that many greens. Unfortunately. I guess I don't have that many. I don't think I need focus, but I don't think there's anything else I can pick up. Besides lucky 7. Yeah, this is a pretty bad run. Too Stam too long. Am I aiming for that much recovery skills? Not really. Like, I think I can hit 1,200, 1,200. This is, like, okay. Pretty, like, I got pretty unlucky during the inspirations for Blue Sparks. And, like, I should have been able to hit max speed off of... I have 4 speed cards. Like, I should be able to hit max speed. I think Mayano is better than Cafe. I think it's more important to hit... Like, the issues with... The issues with hints is that you have to click on it. Like, so you generally want the hint to either show up in speed or Stam, which is already pretty rare. I don't think you should be considering putting in Cafe purely for her hints. Top Gun will just always get you a higher chance of hitting stats. Cafe is more consistent. Top Gun is like meant for high rolling. Like if you're building an ace, you should put in Top Gun. Alright, we're gonna continue with our runs. Now, I'm probably not gonna use McQueen for cooldown. I think like with that deck, I should be able to hit 1,200, 1,200. At 1,200, 1,200, I'm just gonna gamble with 2 recovery skills. I don't know which one is my McQueen. I don't know which one is my Rudolph. It is you. Like at max Stam, you can just gamble with 2 as an end closer. Obviously, it's safer to grab cooldown, but I think like with how, especially with Top Gun, because your other recovery skill is Breath of Fresh Air, like even though I would have 3 gold recoveries on Top Gun, I'm gambling on both Breath of Fresh Air and cooldown hitting correctly and passing the wit check. Like I'd rather just pray that she lives than buy cooldown for like, yeah, I just rather gamble essentially because at the end of the day, gold chip will just be better than Top Gun. So I'll spend more time building gold chip than Top Gun. Especially since I'd actually be able to run Top Gun as a card instead of this cafe. I'm probably not running Maru, no. I think it's impossible for me to get enough stam on her. But I haven't decided what my third ace is gonna be. Is no stopping me worth it as a gamble skill? I don't think so. I think it's too expensive. It's a very expensive skill to pick up on Top Gun. How about Brian? Brian should be pretty easy to hit 1200 on, because she has a 10% speed, 20% stam. You would just need... Hopefully you have the Special Week event card. So you can get Gourmand. But if you're able to pick up Gourmand, Swinging, and Cooldown on her, or maybe not Cooldown, maybe you just want to gamble with... Actually, as a pace chaser, you probably want 3 recovery skills. Yeah, my own top. That's why my topic has 20% stam. That's why I'm running 2 stam cards. No risk for cluster end closer. I don't know what you mean by that. Pace isn't... Yeah, pace is pretty rough. No, I'm gonna replace Cafe with Top Gun. But essentially, yeah. It's gonna be the same deck, except this is gonna be Cafe, or this is gonna be Top Gun, which I think is better. Yeah, without the Special Week card, it's very hard to build a Pace Chaser. I just don't see how you can get away with only Swinging and Cooldown. Is the Manhattan Cafe banner like the Uma banner? The Uma banner should be... the Uma banner is like during Aoharu High. So it's like after the Half Annie. Oh yeah, I meant this card. I wouldn't be running this card in my gold chip deck. Wow, a 5. I would really like if one of my cards gave me a mood up. This one gives 30 energy. I feel like I never run sweep in my decks. Oh, that. Which one's the option that gives 30 energy? Or 10 energy. No, sorry, not 30. Top one. Probably worried that all the end closers are going to block each other out since everyone's going to run 2 end closers. I mean, yeah, you could just not run end closers, sure. I mean... What? Maybe should have just stuck to front runner. Can't even do a race now. It's fine, she has 25 turns, whatever. I think if you are running a card in your ace deck for the hints, like, it's very, very unlikely to hit it. Like, Manhattan Cafe has a 30% hint frequency, and you would need her to... You would need to win the 1 in 6 chance, or I guess it's a 1 in 3 if you're only looking at these 2 skills. But, like, you're not going to hit her if she gives it to you on Guts. So I think it's just, like, too unlikely to consider running Cafe for her hints. Trying to think out how many more days it is before the hopeful stakes. Ah, stop giving me cards that I don't remember what it gives. 30 skill points or 10 energy. Okay, I'll take the 10 energy. Yeah, I know it's late December, but I was trying to count how many turns I have. Because I'm trying to figure out if I can drop below 50 energy before late December. Which I should be able to. If you need to borrow a stamp card and you already have Creek, what do you borrow? You either borrow Satsuno Diamond or Seiyun Sky. Max limit broken, of course. Alright. Do you need 400 or is 300 enough? 300 is a 70% chance, 400 is a 77.5. I think it's a luxury to go for 400. If you don't have a stamp growth, if you don't have the growth rate on it. Probably worth trying to get my stamp cards, even though I have to train power. I mean, obviously shoot for 400, but don't, like, it's pretty low on the priority list compared to, like, hitting everything else. Why am I not using the Medra stamp card? Because I think 2 golds and max stam is enough on an end closer. Like, I think if you have 1200 stam and 2 golds, you can gamble on that instead of bringing in Medra McQueen. Yeah, I'm trying to get 1200. Yeah, also, I'd be rolling the dice. Yeah, you'd also lose runs because you could also just not get cooldown. And you'll lose runs because you might just not even hit max speed or max stam running 3 speed, 3 stam. But this works for me because I have a max limit break Kita's Black and a level 45 Saiyan Sky. So I don't recommend doing this. Like, I'd recommend getting cooldown if you can't hit max speed, max stam. But like I mean, I'm just not gonna run it because I know I can hit it. Okay, we're gonna lose 5 energy here, but it's whatever. Like, I think it's really hard to play for the Gemini Cup if you're free to play. And I don't know, if you're not able to hit max speed, max stam, then you should run the Medra McQueen card, and you should just try to max stam with triple golds. Yeah, no worries. Have fun in France. You don't feel like 20%, right? Yeah, I mean, it's not like my Top Gun isn't gonna be my strongest Uma. But yeah, I mean, I'm coin flipping if she hits double gold. Which one? The bottom one gives wisdom, right? Actually, I probably want 5 power, 5 guts more. $2.5%, huh? 2.5%. And I missed the... I think I've hit this button 10 times. That's crazy. Let's get power. I mean, I don't know, like, you shouldn't be too concerned about, like, hitting, like, if the Taurus Cup is to go, I don't think everyone's going to be hit. You're not going to face every single opponent with max speed, max stam. Like, you shouldn't be saying, like, oh, it's over because I can't hit max speed, max stam on my Uma. I think half the people I faced in the Taurus Cup didn't even hit the HP requirement. Like, half the people I faced just died before the end of the track. Like, they would have died even without debuffers. Like, you don't need the perfect Uma. I don't know. I think it's kind of stupid to think every single person that you face is going to be a whale. Like, just because you have a head start on CM3 doesn't really mean you have a higher chance of beating a whale. Like, I think CM3, like, you're still... It's not like because you had a 2-week head start on Legacies for CM3, you have such a higher chance against a whale. I think you should just try your best on every CM. Like, it's so pessimistic to be like, oh, CM2 is over because there's a 10% chance I face a whale and lose. That's gonna happen in every CM. Like, I don't know if this game is meant for you if you are mad that you can face a whale and lose to it. Ah, that was too greedy. And I got practice for. Yeah, 20% might have been too greedy. I just don't... I hate, like, resting twice in summer. I don't know, like, I don't think you'll ever find a person who will always have a 100% win rate. Like, eventually you're just gonna have to... You're gonna lose a CM, and you just are gonna have to accept that. If you skip meta horses like saying, do you still have a shot? I mean, yes. Like, it's just obviously the people who are playing for meta will have a better chance of winning. But like there's like it's all RNG at the end of the day. You could just not face people who are sweating the game. You only face 2 other people in the finals. The chances, like, there's an equal chance of you facing sweats or facing someone who didn't prep as much as you did. I mean, I swiped $120. I spent like hundreds of hours, and I only have a 77% win rate to my name. Like, I don't know. This just... It's weird to expect to do well in the PvE event that just doesn't even really mean anything. You're wondering how to trigger the level up on unique skills in the Valentine's event? You need to have enough fans. Was the Valentine's event the one... Yeah, you need to have enough fans, and then the second one, you need to have 60 bond with the director. I mean, one of the whales that in my club that spent like thousands of dollars in this game got 2nd place in the finals because they just got blocked out. Like, there's just, I don't know, there's just too much RNG in... Like, you can just lose. Valentine's is 60k? No, not power for the level up during the Valentine's event. It's 60k fans. Yeah. The 900 speed gold ship medium A was crazy. Should I get should I get charming right now? I actually don't think it's ever worth grabbing the energy down, right? So I think no matter what, I have to grab charming here. I don't think it's ever worth the 15 energy loss. I feel like I've like almost never gotten a run where that event mattered. Like I never get that charming event early. Yeah, but it's 15 energy for 20 skill points. Like, as an entire training you're giving up for like a third of a skill. Alright, this is really bad trainings. Ah, I think this one's cooked as well. It doesn't look like I'm getting straight away spurt here. Oh, never mind, I got it. Wow, and I got 2 long sparks! Never mind. Boxing borrows a stat stick. Never mind. Yeah, this is the nice thing about high affinity, is that it's just like you spend less runs getting bricked by aptitude. I always pick energy for the New Year's event, unless I'm maxed out on energy, which I generally try not to be. Yeah, yeah, just need a real quick max speed and max stam. It's that easy. Yeah, higher affinity is just so much better. Like, the issue with the last CM was that Maruzensky and Taiki Shuttle have such low affinity with everyone that it's just really hard to hit your sparks. I mean, I'm at 800s before summer. Is that good enough? Oh, I don't run Bakshin enough. We'll take the -10 energy here, because I'm gonna rest this turn. Oh, she does a race before. Whoops. Yeah, whoops. I don't run Top Gun. I don't like her career. I forgot she did the Keenan before. Oh, that's so annoying. Okay, 59. Yeah, I literally just autopiloted. I forgot that. Alright, let's do a wit here, and then we'll do, Oh, after school stroll is okay as a white. Probably do a speed training here. Okay, it's not bad. Out of summer, we almost have 900s. So if the rainbows are good to me, and I don't get hit by one of these practice pores... Surely we get Shrine Event, right? Surely Shrine Event. Okay, heal it! Heal it, heal it. Come on, heal it, heal it, heal it. Okay, this heals it, right? Whew. Huge. I actually have to do the claw machine because we need to get by breath of fresh air, so we need the straightaway recovery. So let me lock in. We're gonna go for this Top Gun. There's a gold sparkle on it. Alright, let me lock in for the claw machine. We need to get the straightaway spurt. Hints. No. Okay, we go for the ogre here. Oh no, please. Okay. Okay, if we get, I think, a trio, we can get the big win. Okay, gold sparkle. Gold sparkle means there's multiple, so always chase the gold sparkles. So this Super Quake sparkled gold. That means there's guaranteed 3 attached to it. There could be 5. There's no difference between 3 and 5, but every time you see a gold sparkle, you know that there's at least 3 on it. So we got a big win here, which is really good. Okay. Give me like 2 hints to straight spurt. Let's go. 2 hints to straightaway spurt. Okay. Let's get more stam. Every time there's double both my stamps, I have to click on it. Yeah, no, actually bringing the plushies back is almost completely random, but you can sweat based on the gold sparkles. Sweating in the claw machine is crazy. You need to sweat to get the title. You need to get 10 in 1 run to get Claw Connoisseur. So of course I have to sweat for it. Uma Musume is a claw machine game. Alright, I think I'm gonna do a wit here and then gamble on the next training. Or do a... Yeah, the speed is really low. Okay. Oh, I don't know if I can do this. Getting that mood down feels so bad, because that's like 20, 30 stats I lost. Well, I'm gonna have to rest anyways, so we only have 2 more trainings left. We have the one before the semis and the one before the finals. So I have to rest here. So unless the next 2 is a 4 supporter speed, and then a 4 or like max speed, max stam essentially is what I need to hit. So I'm gonna rest here, and I just essentially just have the couple of trainings left. What are my blue sparks? Like 9 stam, 4 power, 3 speed? No, 11 stam, 2 power, 3 speed. Ah, it's cooked. It's cooked. Well, let's just max out on... Try to max out on stam. Alright, I mean, if 5 people show up on speed, it's salvageable. Like, it's a decent ace if 5 show up on speed. Yeah. Oh well. Unfortunate. Night Owl just feels... Night Owl just, like, bricks your run. What's my target stats? Max speed, max stam. I think it's doable with my legacy and supporter card setup. Don't I need power stats? I'm supplementing it with straightaway spurt. I mean, if you have a supporter card setup and a legacy setup where you can max speed, max stam, max power, let me know, and I'll run it. How good is Opera's skill? Is it better than Highlander? Oh wait, I can't afford it. Opera skill is super bad. Okay. Yeah, straightaway spurt's like about 150 to 200 power, which I think is easier to hit than trying to hit high power while trying to go for max speed, max stam. Yeah, so I think if like, okay, actually, maybe it was because like an idiot, I didn't rest before summer, year 2. But I probably could have hit like 1100 if I rested before the Keenan, right before summer. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's better than the last one we just made, but I was stupid and I didn't rest before summer. So unfortunately we left off with 1000 stam, or 1000 speed. Surely I would have maxed stats if I had a max limit break sweep. Yeah, I should have swiped and gotten the last copy of Okay, let's put... Okay, I wanted to go in here to unfavorite this one, because I'm pretty sure the new one is just straight up better. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one's just straight up better. But I do need to put this new one in here. Actually, do you need to be end closer? Oh, I guess you need it for... I don't need to be end closer. What do I have? You give me pace chaser? Sure. After school? I mean, it's an end closer. I mean, yeah. What do you mean, after school stam? I mean, yeah, okay, like, we can compare on here. Like, the reason why I'm not maxing out my power is because... what is it? I have, like, 1100. I don't have cooldowns. Like, if... the difference is about 3 links. In order to equal that out... Sorry, wait, I have 600. I'm pretty sure you need 750 power, right? To like 725, maybe 125. Like, I think it's just really hard to hit this much power while going for max speed, max stam. So I'm just supplementing it with straightaway spurt. No, yeah, she's end closer. Because like, it's just like, I think it's actually just impossible to hit a stat line like this. Like, sure, this is stronger than straightaway spurt. I just think it's impossible to hit a stat line like this. So instead of getting more power, I'm just gonna run straightaway spurt. Yeah. I mean, she has a B in end closer, so she can be run as an end closer. Is it worth getting Nemesis for gold chip? I think all the inherits are just too expensive for like the minimal stats it gives. Like, the best inherit in the game is... We're not in the game, but like the best inherits are Triumph Impulse, Sky High Teo Step, and Emperor's Divine Might. Those ones give the most top speed. Regardless of like regardless of conditions and everything, those give the highest top speed. It's like on average 1 length. I think it's just a very expensive skill for trying to clear the conditions. When like you can just buy a green skill that is cheaper. You got the Crane game achievement yesterday? Bro, that's so annoying. I want the achievement so bad. I literally just skip the claw machine every time during prayer runs if the first one isn't golden. I should put 77% win. Yeah, I should put... I think this doesn't look so ugly. But look how good my title is. Look at this. Symbology Expert. Like, isn't this title so much cooler? No, you probably can't do a G aptitude. I don't even know. I don't think even a C aptitude is enough. Like, reducing your wit at G, you basically have 0 wit. Like, you're always going to be rushed. You're like essentially almost always going to be rushed, and you're essentially going to always be last place in your position because of how low wit you have. I don't think you can play any strat with a G aptitude. Like, wit still kind of matters for positioning. Put it in the title for money. Yeah, U equals MA2 is a 1800 white skill spark. Or white skill stam recovery. Also, like, it can only work as pace chaser. Because you have to be, what, 3rd or 4th place, right? What I think is the coolest title? I really like the, like I want to get the Haru one. The Haru expert. I think this one just, like, you know, because it shows you that you've invested a lot of time in your, like, in that Uma. I think just the ones that have a specific Uma are the best titles. The Gourmand is technically based on your speed stat. So let's see if I can spell this Japanese thing right. Agema. Yes, I can spell it right. So it's based on when the event chain finishes, what your stat was in there. So if generally, like, if it finishes early, like if it finishes before you get 400 in speed, it's a 30% chance. There's not really much you can do to manipulate this, since you don't know when the event chain will finish. Keep in mind, whenever you search up a skill, you have to click on when inherited. Because you have to see what happens when you inherit the skill. Yes, it's as much as swinging Maestro, but only on Tachyon herself. If you inherit it off of legacies, it's very expensive, and it's a white recovery skill. But yes, it is a swing-in Maestro if you are planning on running Tachyon as a pace chaser. Because you have to be 3rd or 4th place for this to activate. Which is a lot harder to do. Like, unless you're... Maybe you can... she's a late surger as well, right? I think you can get away with either pace or late. But it's really hard to proc it as a front or an end. Cooldown also has the same problem where you can't... It's based on your stam stat. You can get either or. Which is why I don't really want to run it. I'd rather just try to go for max stam and double gold. Is because you just can randomly get deep breaths or cooldown. No, it's a base 5.5. Every level that you level it up by is a 2% increase. So at level 4, it would be a 6% increase over 5.5. Which is what? 5.5% times 106%. Technically, it's slightly stronger. It's a 5.83% recovery. If you have it at level 4. So, I mean, it's an extra 3% or 0.3%. You thought you had a choice? No, it's random. Which is why I'd rather just do more runs where I hit 1200 speed and 1200 stam. Obviously, I haven't even hit either of them, so maybe it's too hard. Than gamble on losing a run because I didn't get cooldown. No, it's randomly either. So which means it's based on your stam stat. Gourmand is also RNG, yes. Run vodka. Okay. I don't know. It's not. No. For speed cards, it's not. It's 1%, 3%, 3% for velocity up. Not that it really matters. It's such a low number that I don't think it really matters at the end of the day. Like, leveling up your skill does absolutely nothing, essentially. It's like just a slight increase. But if you go here, target speed increases are 1%, 3%, 3%, 3%, 3%, so on and so forth. Accelerations is 2%. Stat ups are 1%, and then recovery is 2%. But like it's essentially the same thing. Like it's a 5 to 6% increase in total. I don't know. I think you have to run cooldown and special week on a pace chaser, which is why I am not recommending building pace chasers. Unless you're like building Ogre or Tachyon or maybe Super Creek. Because you gambling on both cooldown and Gourmand sounds miserable. And hitting the inspirations. Like it just sounds so miserable. So I just can't. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like, well, I mean, like, people are asking me, am I gonna run Maruzensky? Like, I don't know if I could take it if I had to gamble on both Gourmand and cooldown with a 20% wit increase. Like, I think I'd actually lose my mind. Adrenaline Rush is not good, no. Adrenaline Rush actually does absolutely nothing. Adrenaline Rush only triggers if you run out of HP, and at that point, no HP recovery helps you. So just like Adrenaline Rush is just a useless skill. Yeah, I didn't even hit Gourmand on my... I didn't even hit Gourmand on the last CM. Like, I just can't handle it. I spent 40 runs trying to hit Gourmand on Maruzensky. Also, Maruzensky has such bad affinity that it's infuriating. Like, only if you have a recovery skill on Pace Chasers is the only times I would recommend. Like, Ogre has it, Super Creek has it, Tachyon has it, if I can find her. Daiwa has Race Planner. What the cutoff stats for open is? No, I don't plan for open, so I don't know if it changed or not. Okay, I have one more run to do. It's either B or B+. I don't know if they increased it for the next CM though. Yeah, like Gold Chip has Go Home Specialist. Taishin technically has Sleeping Lion, but it seems like Haru is getting pretty popular. I feel like every other person I talk to is thinking about bringing a Haru. Yeah, you can get Race Planner and Gourmand. Like, if you have Race Planner off your potentials, like Daiwa Scarlet, you can run the Special Week card and try to get Gourmand. I mean, your Tachyon would only have the 4 recovery skills. I don't think you could afford anything else but recovery skills. What am I doing? I'm borrowing an Opera. Alright, last run. Yeah, I think this deck is good enough. I just have to get luckier during training to try to hit max speed, max stam. We're pretty close though. 200 speed and 100 stam off. That's like 4 more lucky trainings or, you know, 1 less Night Owl that I hit. I think it's possible to hit max speed, max stam with this setup. I just have to hope I don't get hit by Night Owl anymore. Both runs. 2 Night Owls in a row, and then I hit another Night Owl in the next run. If you don't have Taishin, who else can you train for the next CM other than Gold Chip? Either any of the pace chasers I just said, or, I mean, you can do Top Gun End Closer, because I think B is fine. Ogre, like, it's just like pace chasers and end closers. Late surgers and front runners just don't have a recovery skill. So you're just gambling on cooldown and swinging maestro. Do I remember? Do I recommend picking up sleeping line or skipping it? I mean, what others? I mean, if you have better skills to pick up, sure, skip it. I don't know. It's like I think the odds of you finding like I don't think every single lobby is gonna have a Haru. I don't know. I don't think I can say just skip it. I saw sleep deprived and I thought I was gonna get hit by another night owl. Front runners are just, I think, just wow. I think front runners just have a hard time on long treks. 5% super creeks. Oh, is track blazer medium only? I don't own bourbon. But I also just think front runners are just really bad in this upcoming CM. Because you just have no recovery. Like, what is your recovery skill? Are you gonna run Moxie? Or are you just gambling on... Are you just gambling on cooldown? If you're running a front while someone brings a Haru, do you auto-win or Haru gets cancelled? You don't auto-win with a front runner. It's just the pace down doesn't happen. In Iron Will, you believe? As a front runner, you believe in Iron Will. This is a ace run. Let me pull up the career profile. Try this deck setup. I mean, I've been hitting like, I mean, we just hit 1,000, 1,100. I think it's possible to hit max stats or max speed, max stam with this. Just have to get a little luckier. Oh, one limit break sweep. Or actually, you know, if these two are max limit broken, I probably can hit max. And A's without the racer screws you. Sorry. Sorry, I'm poor. I'm saving up for summer granny. Did I use up all my goddess statues? No, I'm trying to hit 18,000 so I can 5-star the New Year's Haru outfit. So hard to hit the long spark with Mayo? What do you mean? Like, what do you mean it's hard to hit the long spark? Feels bad when you lose to an opponent without race swear. True. Oh, is Fujin also a random? Wait, actually? Wait, that's so funny. Oh, you mean making her a parent? Yeah, no, you don't want her as a parent. Or like, it's like almost impossible to get her as a parent. Yeah, I mean... like, yeah, I guess just train your guts to 400 before the event ends. For a front runner, you know? And then you can get restless. Alright, let me queue up the hopeful stakes. One, it's not worth it. Why Bakshi instead of Pegasus? Pegasus is good if you hit the energy events, otherwise Bakshin has better trainings. I prefer Bakshin Rainbows because I'm trying to get power off of King Halo and Kitasen Black. So I want like the bigger high rolls off of Bakshin over the energy events. Why am I queuing a race? Because you need 10,000 fans on Top Gun, and if you win the hopeful stakes, you only have to do one race. I think I'm gonna do this power training to get both Super Creek and Kitasen up. The 25,000 is good. It's just that like I don't know, I don't feel like you can never high roll. I feel like you can never high roll off of Tazuna. Like it's just like for stability. I guess if she like permanently camps speed or stam, it can work. You can high roll with it, but I just feel like you're better off running another speed card. I mean, this isn't a parent run, so I wouldn't even care about the spark rate run. Yeah, I mean, like, I think technically, like, if Tazuna is permanently at speed and stamina, you can high roll way harder. It's just, that's so unlikely compared to high rolling with another speed card. I don't know, it's up to you. Like, it's just what... I think it's like... I don't think there's like exactly one perfect deck that you can run. If you think your Tazuna can camp, speed, and stam, then you should run it. Like, it's for stability, and then at a certain point, if it's permanently on the training facilities that you need them on, it technically has a super high cap. Top Gun's the most annoying? Really? I don't think she's that annoying. I just don't like her, like, story mode. I did not, like, enjoy reading her story. Let's grab 10 speed. When is the next CM should be, like, mid-October, I think? It's like a month and like 5-ish weeks away. Oh my. The only difference between career mode is the costume events. So between the 3-star Mayano Top Gun and the wedding Top Gun is going to be your 3 costume events. Those are the only difference in stories. I don't know what the wedding one is, but the wedding will have 3 separate events for costume. Oh, sorry, you were talking about the... Sorry, I thought you were talking about the 3rd CM. The next CM is probably, like, next week. Like, sometime at the end of next week. Because on the... yeah, it's like early to mid-September. I think it's going to be earlier, though. Because I think on the... Here, let me pull up my evidence. After I see it. Ugh. Not good. The Gemini started on the 13th. Gotcha. So on the Japanese server, the Gemini Cup started 4 days after the Saiyan Sky banner released. So a lot of people have Saiyan Sky for the first week of September. So it should be within a couple of days after the Saiyan Sky banner. So whenever you think the Saiyan Sky banner is, because I know everybody has different estimations for it. I have the Saiyan Sky banner estimated for the 6. I think... So it should be like sometime late, like within the end of the first week or the start of the second week. Which is a week and a half. I don't think it's 3 weeks away. Because whatever you see that Saiyan Sky releases on the Japanese server, it was only 4 days after. I think, like, obviously on an accelerated banner, I mean, I have it for the 6. What does .moe? Uma.moe, that's there. Let's see what they... This is like the only other timeline I generally see. They have it on the 6th. They have it on the same day, which I don't think it's going to be the same day. I think that's way too accelerated, but it should be like 2 to 4 days after Saiyan Sky. So, I mean, I guess a week, when I said a week away, that's kind of crazy. It's like a week and a half away. I mean, yeah, when it's announced on Twitter, yes, it's gonna have the days of waiting. Because when it's announced, it's a 10-day thing, right? So it says August 17th to August 27th. But on Game Torah, this is 7 days. Because Game Torah doesn't consider the start of the CM at the announcement. But yeah, we'll know by September. Like, this is still estimations. I can't say, like, for sure it's a week and a half away until they release the release schedule. But that's why I'm doing my Ace runs now. So, I mean, both me and this website believe Saiyan Sky comes out September 6th. I don't think the CM... I think maybe they're estimating that the 4-day wait starts on the 6th. Because, I mean, I have mine estimation on the 7th. I think they think maybe this is like the first day. But even then, like, it's a 3-day wait. So it'd be September 9th. September 9th is 2 weeks away. It is definitely not 3 weeks, though. It's probably at most 2 weeks away. But yeah, that's why I'm starting my Ace runs now. But I mean, me and whoever owns Uma.moe, we can both be wrong. Since it's just all an estimation. Wow, I feel like I'm getting hit by so many mood downs. What is this event? Dance lessons. Shh. I don't think I need guts. Okay, whatever. Let's just do a recreation. Maya's special someone. He's got 10 speed. We'll probably do... Well, that's a good speed training. Get 30 back. These trainings are so bad, I think I'm just gonna do it. Why not 3-star Mayano? I don't think Flashing Landing is that good, and I mean, I just don't want to use my goddess statues on it. Like, I don't think I have that many copies of Mayano. I mean, I'm just not gonna swipe for it. Like, I don't care about the CM enough. If I really cared about whaling on this game, I would... Sure, I'll dump $1,000. But I actually don't even think I have enough goddess statues to get 87 star pieces. I think if I used every last one of my goddess statues, I could probably get her 3-star. And I just don't think, I don't really care enough about Top Gun to 3-star it, because I think she's still gonna lose to my gold ship. I don't think Flashy Landing is that strong of a skill for me to use up all of my goddess statues on 1 CM. Yeah, I mean, I'm just almost 100% sure that my gold, like, I can build a gold ship better than this Top Gun. I mean, I'm still gonna bring the Top Gun. Does suck that I don't have her outfit. Why gifts unclaimed and stars not unlocked? Because I mean, it doesn't do anything. I'm not gonna build. I don't even know what star unlock I have, but I mean, I just don't care about claiming it. I'm not pulling on anything. Mayana's gonna be an ace. Yeah, there's no notable inherit skills. Generally, you just want the highest affinity that you can get. I feel like I've been hit with like a bajillion mood downs. Will I pay it? No, I won't pull for Saiyan Sky. I would use 198 statues for 87 star pieces. Yeah, it's just not worth it. Yeah, but I'm gonna pull for Summer Marzinski, because, I mean, I just like Marzinski. I don't think she's that good in the meta. She's good for, like, the 3-4 months before Valentine's Mihona Bourbon. But she's okay in terms of meta. I guess you can win, like, 3-4 CMs with her if you try hard frontrunners. The scenario's power creep, does training get easier or harder? I don't think training's that hard. Or like, you mean like hitting stat goals? I mean, like, because it's always gonna have higher stat. If anything, it's like as scenario power creeps, training just gets longer. Like, you're always gonna just have to spend a lot of time training. I mean, Summer Marzinski. I'm gonna pull for Summer Marzinski. People say she's good when wit is important. I mean, I just don't think she's that game-changing. Like, it's not Saiyan Sky. It's not, like, Ogre Cap Christmas. Like, she's not on the same level as Saiyan Sky or Christmas Ogre Cap. But she is, like, pretty high up in the meta. More volatile or less volatile? The second scenario is less volatile. The third scenario is super volatile. The third scenario, I think, is when, like, is probably the worst period. Or the third and the fourth scenario, because you still want to do CM on the third scenario instead of the fourth one. And it's so volatile that, like, I think that's going to be the worst time to play, like, to try to train for the CM. Mant is just, like, an infuriating scenario. Who should you raise as a grandparent for the CM? The CM, like, if you're still trying to raise grandparents, I'd recommend just, like, choosing any Uma that only has 4 A's. Just so you're able to hit the long spark that you need. Like, Ogre is a pretty bad choice because she has 6 A's. It's really hard to hit long or turf. Was that even that, like, you race till you drop? It's that there's, like, a shopping thing that you can... So, every time you race in Mant, you get points that you can spend on a shop. And the shop is random every single run. So, if you don't get the items that you need to buy from the shop, the run's bricked. And it's like, you spend 40 minutes on the run, and if the items that you need to buy don't show up in the shop, you just wasted, like, 30-40 minutes on a run. And you would still need to hit inspirations. Like, it's... Yeah, the shop is random. Like, you have to buy... like, I don't want to be, like, super doomer about it, but it is considered, like, the worst scenario. Because there's the special shop, where you can, like, buy certain things, and if you don't get the green juice, the 100 energy up, or, like, if you don't get the training bonus 60%, like, the run is bricked if you're making a CM Uma. Yeah. Let me see if... Yeah, the lineup for the shop is completely randomized, and it changes every 6 turns. So, like, if you don't get the item that you need, the green juice, or the training things, like, the run just bricks. And, like, you're just constantly spamming races, so it takes, like, 40 minutes. If you're, like, super locked in, and you're maxing out everything, it takes 30-40 minutes to do the run. So yeah, like that, like that's why it's so volatile. Oh, I got slow metabolism. I would say that one's probably more volatile. Aoharu High isn't that bad. It's like it's not that much longer. It's like maybe 3-5 minutes longer per run. And because you get like a blanket stat increase on everything from the spirit explosions, less runs I think get bricked. So the second scenario, I think, will just be better in general than URA. URA is kind of boring. Alright, runs bricked, and you get long course straight away spurt. Surely Cygames will release it with quality of life. Yeah. Auto running, actually, if auto run comes out before the third scenario, then it's not that bad. Because, like, obviously, like, you probably won't build the best CM Uma through auto run, but at least you can do your parents with auto run. So I really hope the auto feature comes out before the Mant comes out, because like that's like I think the main scenario that we need the auto feature for, or else parent runs are also going to be miserable. Yeah, this Myono is going straight to the glue factory. I don't think there's anything that can save this, because I just don't have long S or straightaway spurt. But we'll see if I can like still hit high stats. Pivot to Brian and switch to a late surger account. If you really like Brian, then I won't stop you from doing late surgers. Late surgers are like one of the weakest positions. So I don't know. It's up to you if you care about winning CMs. Not care about winning CMs, but like playing the strongest thing in the CM or not. A 1200 can save it? Nah, I don't think so. Like just no straightaway spurt. Like unless I have 800 power, having no straightaway spurt makes her very weak. Yeah, 1200 could save this, oh, I should have rested, whoops. Can save this, can save this Top Gun if I hit 1200 power here. What about S in distance and S in style? Like, what do you mean? Like, in this run? This run's bricked because I failed to hit anything. Yeah, if it was Design Your Island, I mean, Design Your Island, this deck could probably hit like 1300s on every stat. That scenario is so stupid. I like how, like, they made the scenario too strong, and instead of nerfing speed cards, they're like, yeah, let's just buff everything, because it'd be funny. So, like, the Umas in the current... In, like, the current run of... The current patch is just... Like, it's so stupid how strong they are. How much power is equivalent to Spirit? Like, 125 to... 150, but I just don't see how you would get that 125 to 150. Because it's not like you can, like, reduce the amount of stam or speed that you get to get that extra power. But, like, it's about equivalent to 125 to 150 power. You wish it wasn't accelerated, you don't even get to enjoy your pulls before they get power crept. Well, I mean, if you pull on Valentine's Mihono Bourbon, she doesn't really get power crept. I mean, if you get... Okay, sure, let's say you have 18 power inheritance. Or you have 63 power. Like, I still think it's impossible. Like, wait, 63 power, 63 stam? Like, I still... don't know, like, you still have to hit max speed and max stam off of your remaining 9 blue sparks. Like, I think it's just easier to go for straight away spurt and gamble on the activation for it. A stat stealing going up doesn't make you hit high stats more consistently, it just allows you to hit higher stats. Like, if you raise the ceiling, if you can't even hit the previous ceiling, I don't know how you would consistently hit higher stats. So I don't know what you mean by that. The thing with, like, every new scenario is that they just give you more things to do in that scenario to get more stats. So, like, the next scenario, for example, it's gonna be the URA finals scenario, except you have these spirit explosions that, like, give you 100 stats to everything. But if the ceiling gets raised, like, if you can't hit the ceiling in the first place, you can't hit high stats consistently. Like, if I'm struggling to hit 1200 speed, 1200 stam, even if they raise it above 1200 speed and stam, like, it's not like I can hit it more consistently. Wow. I gave it on 2, like, 50%, and I failed both of them. What's so special about the TM Opera parent? It's like TM Opera is good in medium and longs. It's a speed increase after you activated 7 skills. So it's a good parent, but I wouldn't say pull on it. When does El Condor... Yeah, El Condor Pasa is technically the first power creep to Kitas and Black. That releases during the... That releases during the 5th scenario, I believe. Which is a year and a half away. So, I mean, I guess, like, if you're scared, you know, like, Kitas and Black gets power crept in a year and a half. In what way does it power creep it? I mean, it's just a better stats, better skills. It's just, like, everything about it is just better. It's not that big of a power creep. But it's just like, I mean, yes, you have less specialty priority, but you get 2 skill point bonus, and skill point bonus is really important. This is like on average going to get you, with 2 skill point bonuses, like on average going to get you an extra skill. Also has an all stat bonus +1 when the bond gauge is full. So if she doesn't show up on speed but shows up on something else, she'll still give you a stat bonus +1. And she just sorry. She gives you the option to choose Professor of Curvature or a Betweener skill. What's Betweener? A Chaser skill. A Chaser or a Frontrunner skill, I believe. No. A Chaser or a Late Surger skill. That gives you acceleration, which only she and Symboli Rudolph Witt have. So it's just like a... It's just like a first... It's just the first instance of a power creep to Kitasen Black. You would probably want both Condor and Kitasen. But the thing is both Kitasen and Condor are universal speed cards, so you probably want like another speed card for like a specific skill. Because like, yes, Kitasen Black is good for raising speed, but for example, like you might want to run, if you're a pace chaser, you might want to run Agnes Tachyon instead of Kitasen Black for her skill, so you can have Unstoppable. So like, in terms of like, if you could only run 2 speed cards, you would rather run Condor and Tachyon as a pace chaser than something like Condor and Kitasen Black. Because sure, you lose out on a bit of speed, but this card's pretty good already, and you're gonna value a gold skill over Professor of Curvature. Kitasen Pasa still in love. No, you have to put Duramente in between. Where's Duramente? It's Condor Pasa and then Duramente. Before who? Still in Love? Yeah, before Still in Love. Duramente is also another card that power creeps Kitasen Black. This one I think is just more stat sticky. It's 120 specialty priority, and when you have when you have 80 bond, which is when you unlock friendship training, it's 35 friendship training, 15 training effectiveness, and 35 mood effect. So this is like specifically for training speed, rather than the skill points that you get from El Condor Pasa. And then this one also has Never Give Up, which I think is on the friend card from... Where's May from again? May is the 2.5 anniversary, which is L'Arc. What's 2.5? L'Arc? May's from L'Arc, I believe. So like outside of L'Arc, you might want to run this for Never Give Up. But Never Give Up is not the greatest skill. Yeah, but it would go Kitasen, El Condor Pasa, Duramente, then Still in Love, then Almond Eye. Are there any good SSR event cards coming up? I mean, the Dober one's okay if you don't have any SR Wit cards. Like, we have the Dober one coming out tomorrow, I think. This one's okay. The main thing that's good for is, like, the 5 Wit recovery. Skill's useless, but as, like, a Wit stat stick for the next scenario, if you don't have enough cards, it's alright for sprints and miles. Is there a link? I can just link it right now. Both Narita Top Road and Fuku Kitaru are not stronger than Kitasen Black. It's only recommended to pull on because essentially most veterans will say to not pull on anything during the next 2 scenarios. There's not really that many good cards in the next 2 scenarios, besides Fuku Kitaru and Top Road. But they aren't stronger than Kitasen Black. It's just they're stronger than like a King Halo SR, and they're stronger than what other SRs? Aishin Flash and stuff like that. So that's why like it's recommended to pull on them, because it's just like everything else here kind of sucks. Like, it's just not a good return on investment to pull on anything. Yeah, Baito and Bakshin probably are still stronger at max limit break. You whiff Gormand at 11. Yeah, I think it's a 90% after, like... 90% I think is the highest you can go. Does Maestro and Curvature ever get power crept? I mean, Curvature just isn't that great. Like, Curvature is just like a skill you pick up if you have leftover skill points. Like, a lot of CMs probably aren't even picking up Curvature right now. It's just like, if you don't have White Sparks set up, then Curvature is the only thing you can buy. You would buy it. Curvature isn't that good. It's just like, a lot of people aren't sweating like 10, 15 runs a day to try to get White Sparks. So Curvature gets defaulted to. And, I mean, Maestro technically doesn't get power crept, but at a certain point when you have so much stamina, generally, like, you would only need swinging Maestro on longs and maybe mediums because of debuffers. Yeah, like, the only reason why Curvature is in consideration is because it is a skill that is guaranteed at the end of Kitasen Black's event chain, so if you have leftover skill points, you can buy it. And, like, Kitasen Black is pretty much meta for the next, like, 2 years. At a certain point, you'll probably have enough, like, especially when Mant comes out and you're doing, 40 races on your horse, you'll have a lot of skill points, and you can buy Curvature, because there's a certain point where you just don't have enough skills to buy, rather than you don't have enough skill points to buy skills. Will I be pulling during Araharu? No. I'm not gonna pull on the Rico banner, because I'm pretty confident in my opinion that... Well, also because my deck is kind of very strong, so I can probably just borrow it if I needed it. But yeah, I don't think I'm not gonna pull on the banner. Let's just grab Lucky 7. If you miss an event card like Special Week or the New Wedding, is it gone forever? No! Technically, you have a chance at like year 2 or something like that. I don't remember when it came out. I think it was out when I was playing on the Japanese server. But you can get it. Event cards. I don't remember when this thing came out. It's so far in the future, though. Oh, I don't even know if they have it here. Like, I think it's around the 2nd year anniversary. But you get like these tickets that you can use to grab the event cards. It's a hot take that you don't need to pull on Reiko because you'll stress it a lot and you're not able to complete in CM during the scenario. I think for longs, it's gonna be really hard if you don't have if you can't use your borrow slot on Rico. I think it's gonna be hard because you won't have access to one card that has swinging and cooldown. But yeah, I guess it's polarizing to like say do or do not pull on it. Here, let me pull out the banner again. Okay, I can't find the ticket, but there's like a ticket that you can use to get the old events. I have finished my ace runs, yes. Should be somewhere here. I don't know if I can find it. I mean, I just like never recommend to pull on a friend banner because if you're free to play, you're gonna lose like access to it. That's why like it's recommended to pull on. Okay, I can't find it. It's recommended more so to pull on like Ketis and Black and Super Creek, so you don't have to use your borrow slot on that because those are like have a longer longevity. I mean, there's like nothing else realistically to pull on. So I guess you, like, if you need to get other supporter cards, like other SRs, then yes, pull on this banner. But it's just like, if you... I just think there's too many good, like, Umas and stuff in the coming months after it that, sure, you'll be down Rico for 2 CMs. If you don't have Ketis and Black or Super Creek. But I'd rather, like, if you don't have Ketis and Black, I'd rather you save for the rerun and just not run Rico for 2 CMs than to pull on Rico and then try to scrounge up another pity on Ketis and Black to get your own copy. Or to, like, max limit break it. But I don't think Rico is, like, necessary. What weight cards am I bringing for Aoharu? Probably just like SRs, like Marvelous Sunday, all the other SRs. No, the bolded in blue is front runners. The ones that are in... So anything that is highlighted in pink is a meta pick. And then read the legend and see what strategy it's under. If it's blue, it's for front runners. So if you're planning on building front runners, you should look at the blue... You should look at the blue pulls. I don't think any Uma is a must pull. Like... I don't think the Champions Meet matters at all. You get, like, at most 20 pulls from winning that month. And it's just so much RNG that even if you pull for the meta, even if you invest hundreds of hours, you're not guaranteed to win it. It's just like, extremely, I don't know. I feel like, I mean, if you want to invest all your time into PvP, then yes, look for the meta. What else are you grinding for, though? I mean, yeah, but, like, also, like, I don't recommend somebody to play Uma Musume for hundreds of hours, which is the only way to be competitively viable, is that you play this game for 4 or 5 hours a day to do parents. Nice Nature is for late surgers. I don't think it's worth pulling on Nice Nature if you're not planning on grabbing on your left. The only consideration for Nice Nature is her 15 race bonus, right? Because she's probably one of the only wit cards with 15 race bonus, which means if you are able to max limit break her, she is very good in Mant. If you are able to get a level 50 version of Nice Nature and not brick any other pulls, she's a very strong wit card for Mant. But anything other than a level 50 version is useless, unless you are grabbing on your left. Because she doesn't even have 10%, which is what you want to consider for a card in Mant, until level 45. So at level 45, she's usable in the third scenario, but you have to have it at level 50 in order for it to be actually... Like in order for me to say that it was meta for the third scenario. Otherwise, only pull on this for on your left. For, like, some sprints, some mile, for late surgers. Because late surgers just don't really have anything until Metro Dover. what does on your left do? During the first half of the final leg, if you're less than 4, you can increase acceleration. So you are entirely gambling that on your left triggers, because it's the first half, right? Which means you have about 20% of the final leg to gamble on your left to trigger. So it's not even that good of a skill. It's completely gambling. It's just like, there's nothing else that late surgers have except gambling skills. But it's for acceleration. It's like a 20% chance. After you pass the wit check, it's about a 20% chance. Actually, no, because it's the first half. So it's like a 40% chance that you can actually use the acceleration here. I mean, every late surger is always gambling. Like, if you are planning on building late surgers, you stack as many gambling skills as you can and pray they proc at the correct time. Because anything that a late surger can do, an end closer can guarantee if they reach the position. Like, Meiji Orion's ability, Let's Pump Some Iron, was meant for late surgers. Like, Meiji Orion is she is a late surger. She's not supposed to be an end closer. But an end closer can guarantee, because an end closer has to pass 6th place, can guarantee to proc Let's Pump Some Iron. Whereas if you're a late surger, you have to pray that you're in 6th place by the time the skill can activate. Which is why you kind of will, like, for any sprint or any mile, you will have to gamble on your left. Basically late surgers are forever gambling. They recently banned debuffers with the CM, but why? I think the main issue with debuffers is it's not even stam debuffs, because after the 6th scenario, it's really hard to lose out on stam unless it's like it's a Tokyo Derby essentially. But it's because of Gold Ship with Gold Ship's ability allows you to re-trigger a random gold. So there's just too many Dominators. Like, if you get hit by 4 Dominator procs from one person, and then the other person also is running double Dominator, and you get hit by 8 total Dominator procs, like, you're just essentially bricked. So it was just like too much debuffing. Because this Gold Ship randomly reuses a random skill, ignoring conditions. So you could just run multiple Dominators, and then if you also weren't running Dominators, you would get hit by 8 Dominators, whereas your other 2 opponents would only get hit by 4. Because at 1200 wit, it's almost guaranteed that you're activating 4 Dominators. So I just think that they didn't see that as a fun meta. Because Aoharu raises the stat cap to 1800. I mean, they probably just didn't think it was a good meta. So if you go over to skill activation, 1800 gets converted to 1600. This is a 94.375% chance to activate. It's pretty likely that your one Dominator is going to activate both their gold skills. Like, it's going to activate Dominator, and then it's going to activate the Inherited ult. So it's pretty unlikely that they don't hit double Dominator. Even at 1200, like, it's already... Like, we dealt with Nice Nature. If Nice Nature could proc both for conditions, like, it's pretty unlikely to fail 92.5%. Yeah, late surges eventually can just pile on, like, 5 gambling skills and just hope that one of them hits. Because obviously you don't need all 5 accelerations. So eventually at a certain point, like with Meiji Orion and Meiji Dober and on your left, that's already 3 acceleration skills. You just hope that you hit one of them. Pace down only happens until the 10th scenario. Or sorry, not the 10th scenario. The 10th section. It's only the first 40% of the race where pacing happens. So, like, anchors away, any distance that you gain from anchors away doesn't get paced down. You just don't really want mid-race velocity skills early on. Unless you're, like, a front runner. Anything prior to the section 10 is not as useful. But it's still good to like get in front of somebody. Because even if you slow down, at least you're slowed down in front of somebody rather than getting stuck behind them when the pacekeeping ends. How big? No, they just straight up disabled all red skills in the Japanese server. Like, you just... Which is like 3 years away? They just disabled all red skills. Why did people run Curvature in Taurus? I mean, it's not like every single person was playing for meta in Taurus. I think it's kind of like not everybody was watching videos and searching up the optimal meta team comp. So I mean, you're gonna see people run weird things. I saw a whole bunch of gold chips run The Coast is Clear. Yeah, I mean, if you the other two people are running Curvature and you're not running Curvature, even if they pace down, they'd still pace down in front of you. Like, Curvature is still useful. I mean, there was just more useful skills than Curvature. But it's like, if you don't hit the medium corners, medium straightaways, or your position corners or straightaways, like, there's nothing else to spend your skill points on. What are my target stats and the number of gold recoveries? For Top Gun, I'm aiming for 1200, 1200, 600. Yeah, so I'm trying to hit 1200, 1200, 600, and then double golds. I mean, this is 3 whites, so this is actually like 2.5, but with this low wit, it's just double golds. Right, like, I mean, like, obviously this is pretty much glue. I'm missing 200 speed, 70 stam. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, if I just got like 2-ish more speed trainings and I got hit 1100, 1100, 600, I'd probably be happy with it. I mean, this run, I hit a Night Owl, which lost me 2 turns, and I also had a rest twice in a summer. It's not a monumental task. Curvature isn't that strong. I mean, S turf isn't that strong. Like, an S in track doesn't matter if you don't even have, like, like, an S in turf when you have 600 power is like essentially like it's a 10% on 600 power is a lot less than a 10% on 1200 speed. But firm is really good. I would say, I mean, yeah, firm is strong. But I don't think well, I mean, obviously I have, you know, a very strong supporter deck, but it's not impossible for me to hit 1200, 1200. I just have to get luckier. What's the minimum power stats for front? I think it's 600 for everything. Well, actually, I mean, there isn't really a minimum power stat. I think it's a luxury to get your power higher. Like, in a checklist, you need to have enough HP for the race. If you die out, nothing else about your UMA matters. But you can probably aim for, like, I mean, you want at least, you know, 500, 600. Like, you could say, yes, 1200, 1200, 600 is good, but it's... you have to think what's realistic. Is 1k and 2 golds min gamble? A lot of people say 1k. I think it's still gambling. Was it 1k, right? Like, if you don't proc... I mean, it's just like under the assumption that... I mean, you die out at the end on 1k. 1k and 1 gold. So you're just gambling that you proc both your golds. Yes, HP consumption does get higher the higher your speed goes. But yeah, I mean, 1000 stam, 420 on an end closer with only 1 gold procking dies out. So I don't think 1k 2 golds is enough. I mean, no, it's enough if you're willing to gamble the coin flip. You hit a 1100, 1200, 700 power? Yeah, like, I think it's possible. What am I reckoning for skills? End closer, you want straightaway spurt. Anything else, there's not really much else you can do. The only skill that I'd say is important is straightaway spurt. Otherwise, like, get greens, get mid-race skills. I don't think there's anything like let's pump some iron, redshift, or shooting for victory. Making an end closer Teo, then, I mean, you'd only have access to 2... Do I think being end closer straightaway spurt? That's a lot of sparks you're using on end closer. I don't know. I think that's just a lot of effort to gamble on a Teo that only has cooldown and swinging Maestro. Yeah, straightaway spurt is a hint from Amazon. How does Masterful Gambit work? It's just a random time during the second phase. Oh wait, let me pull up the Game Tour version. What are you confused on? It's just if you're in the bottom 75%, a random time during phase 2 as an end closer, you run upwards. The only issue with Masterful Gambit is that because it's a random time during phase 2, which is the late race, is that they can just activate during your acceleration, and because this is an uphill right here, there's a chance that it activates too early. So I don't think it's that good. It's pretty inconsistent. Because the acceleration time here is so long, it's pretty hard to use the target speed increase from here. Your die weight would just probably always be in 9th place if you're running with a D in style. And also, it's pretty likely she gets rushed with a D in style, because I think a D is like a 60% nerf. A D, yeah. Or actually, no. Yeah, it's a 40% nerf. Never mind. So it's a 40% nerf to your wit. Most likely, you're just going to be 9th place. It just increases your chances of getting blocked, because you're just going to be behind 8 other Umas. I usually wouldn't run something in a style less than a B. I think C is also, like, being behind everyone in your position just opens up too many windows to get blocked out. Is base Maru still usable? Well, if you want anything to go off, her ulti does nothing in this CM. The third CM, her ulti does nothing because the final corner starts too early. I think the Summer Marzensky kind of works on every track because you could always use her ulti. Like, you can always use something like Anchors Away, since it will always activate after the position keeping. Whereas regular Marzensky, if the final corner isn't during the acceleration, her ulti is just useless. So I wouldn't say like, obviously on tracks where base Maru's ulti works, it's extremely strong. But if there's anything to go off the next 2 CMs, you're running a Marzensky that essentially doesn't have an ultimate. I still don't think, like, I mean, Valentine's Mejona Bourbon is significantly better. I think it's fine losing out on the 4 months and pulling on Valentine's Mejona Bourbon instead if you want to skip Summer Marzensky. Does speed have a minimum to be at least competitive? I mean, your minimum speed is just whatever your opponents are running. It's hard to say like an exact number for a minimum to hit. I think if you are worried about your stats, you should just care about your HP. Wit affects how fast you're recovering, not prevents it. Okay. Do you have? Is there evidence for that? I'd like to see it. Because the doc that I base all my information off of says it does get affected by wisdom, so I'd like to see if did somebody else do the main doc? Okay. Rushing. What do they call it? Do you know where it is in the global reference doc then? Because what term do they use for it? Rushed? Wit also affects the chance that the Uma suffers from the rush debuff. So on the global reference doc and the race mechanics doc, which I'm pretty sure is what this global reference doc uses all of their numbers from, they claim that Wit does affect the chance that the Uma suffers from rushed. I'm assuming this is what you mean by the main doc, right? So if you have with a D in strategy, most likely you're at like 200-ish wit, which is, 10% more. Yeah, you might be getting it confused with late starts. Late starts, wit does not have late start is only for, like, the only thing that affects late starting is concentration and focused. And this one, yes, does not have a wit. Does not have a wit check. It's only based off of, like, it always rolls and then concentration and focus lower the chances you get late started. But I was talking about rushing because... Sorry, what do they call it? Rushed? Because, I mean, when you're racing, like, 80 times, an extra 10% chance of getting rushed... I guess it would be 8% chance of getting rushed is pretty detrimental to, like... Especially since, as Daiwa Scarlet, most likely you only have... Swinging Maestro and cooldown to rely on. So the stamina you lose from like this 8% extra chance of getting rushed is pretty detrimental if you're running like a D or a C in strategy. Just get lucky on Saiyan Sky. Yeah, true. Just don't hit pity on the banners. It's always your nice nature that gets rushed. I mean, it's not like it. Actually, it decreases quick. It's like 10% less. Yeah, I don't know. You just get unlucky if you get hit by a rushed on like 1200 wit. It can always happen. Like it's still, I think even at max wisdom. I mean, I don't have it. Here, let me like. I think it's still a 10% chance to get rushed. Let's do it to 1200. Like even at max wit, if this website would load. 1200. Yeah, at max wit it is a little bit around 10%, like maybe 8-9%. So you know, if you run 80 runs with your nice nature, she's gonna get rushed for a couple of them. What stat line should you have in your Mayano? It depends on if you're grabbing cooldown or not. If you're grabbing cooldown, you can probably get away with 1000 stam and triple gold with cooldown. Otherwise, like for me, I'm only grabbing Swinging Maestro and Breath of Fresh Air, so I'm trying to hit max stamina. No, style, yeah, style does affect rushing. That's like the only thing style affects, essentially. Style only affects rushing and your downhill speed, I think. Yeah, your downhill speed and your modifier for your target speed at each section of the race. Like these. So not skill proc rate. So if you go into wisdom in the global reference doc, the things that style will affect is the chances of you getting rushed, the speed of downhills, and your target speed at each section of the race. These are the things that style affects. And when your ace has a D or lower, like these are pretty detrimental. Does Game Torah show level comparison? No. Each level is about like a 2 to 3% difference. It's not a big enough difference for it to really matter. But yeah, it's about a 2 to 3% difference per level. Would skipping base Saiyan for ballroom time would be a good plan? No, they both work on different tracks. So the only reason why Ballroom Saiyan Sky is highlighted here is because on tracks where Saiyan Sky does not work on, Ballroom Saiyan Sky might work on. So you kind of want both of them if you want to have a chance, if you want frontrunners to be meta in every single track. I could pull it up for you, or like what Ballroom Saiyan Sky does. Oh my god, I have so many tabs open. Why can't I close out of this? Skills. I don't remember. Actually, wait, I don't remember what Saiyan Sky's or Ballroom Saiyan Sky is called. But this is during any straight. On certain tracks, if the straight is on the opposite side from the audience, which you have to research what track it would work on, it would also give you acceleration, which is why like this is considered like useful. It's because it gives acceleration on a straight, but only if it was on the opposite side from the audience. I don't remember the conditions for it because I don't run front runners, but this is like the alternative to Saiyan Sky because Saiyan Sky only works on corners. Is she better at running than base Seiyun? I don't think I've ever seen Ballroom because of this. So I don't really see Ballroom. I think she's still considered a parent. She might be better than running than base Seiyun. I don't know. I don't ever see, like in meta comps, I didn't see either of them. I mean, obviously you could still run them because a front runner is a front runner. But 40% guts is kind of bad. It's not ideal, essentially. But I mean, she can probably run front runners. Does Great Escape win races or is it an anti-front mode? The shorter the distance, the easier it is. But I don't think you could ever make a Great Escape win a long race just because of the sheer amount of HP it drains. But I mean, it works for like sprints and miles. She's good for sprints and miles races that have no hills. I don't remember. I don't run front runners. I just know she was used as a parent. It's kind of far away, so I haven't done too much research on it. I just generally don't build front runners, but I know she was used as a parent for front runners. Does Night Snatcher's Murmur as late search? So Mystifying Murmur is locked to how do you spell Murmur? Okay, Mystifying Murmur is locked to medium. I'm assuming you're talking about All Seeing Eyes, which is Nice Nature's late surger skill. It generally hit. I mean, it generally doesn't hit. I don't think it would hit like pace chasers or front runners. It might hit end closers and it might hit slow pace chasers. But unless you have like, it's hard to determine the amount of power you need to be able to hit certain amounts of stuff. Why is Saiyan Sky considered a bad racer when her ultimate is so strong? Because she gets absolutely destroyed by a Valentine's Mihono Bourbon. I mean, I'm not saying you can't run her as a racer. It's just you will see somebody run a Valentine's Mihono Bourbon over a Saiyan Sky Ballroom. Yeah, I don't know. I think All Seeing Guys is just inconsistent. Like, it just depends on when the end closers pass you and when you trigger All Seeing Eyes. But like, I will always say Valentine's Mihono Bourbon is going to be stronger than Ballroom Saiyan Sky. I'm not saying she's a bad racer. It's just when you're comparing it to Valentine's Mihono Bourbon, like every front runner pales in comparison. Like that's how strong Valentine's Mihono Bourbon is. She could be A tier. She could be B tier. I don't run front runners. I just like if I lose to a front runner, more often than not, it's a Valentine's Mihono Bourbon. Maybe if she released before Valentine's Mihono Bourbon, I could like say something more. But I just don't think like any of the front runners after Valentine's Mihono Bourbon are just not as strong as her until they release something. I will never do a react video on other YouTubers. Drama is kind of stupid. So I mean I'm never gonna react to. I don't really care. Like I think because PvP is so RNG and like training is so RNG, sometimes like you could probably say the Rico friend is better if you have less time, because you will probably on average spend less time doing ace runs with a Rico friend. But if you're trying to hit a high cap and you're doing like 10 runs a day, you probably won't use the Rico friend. But I say Valentine's Mihono Bourbon is more meta dominant than Christmas Ogre. Yes, because I think Christmas Ogre kind of drops from her top spot after the 2nd year anniversary. So once we unlock Ogre, once we unlock skill evolutions, she's not as strong. Like she's still like A tier, but she's no longer like the S tier, because you don't really care about getting more restoration from Gourmand, and innate experience just like this only works on longs. So she just got really bad, not bad, but weak skill evolutions compared to everyone else. So like when these evolved skills come out, she just drops down a tier from like the meta S tier that she had. Is New Year's Ketis in Black better than Bourbon? I think she's better like in... Is it long or mediums? I don't remember which one she raced. Valentine's Mihono Bourbon just has... like, is good on every single track. Like, sure, certain tracks, another frontrunner would be better, but you're essentially polling for a meta Uma that works on a couple of tracks versus Valentine's Mihono Bourbon, which can be used on every track. Except Dirt. But you can probably get her to work on Dirt. And you don't think React equals drama? I mean, like, why would I react to another Uma Musume content creator? I just... Like, there's no point in me reacting to what their opinions are. I mean, even if it doesn't create drama, it's still, like, reacting to a specific person is... just not something I want to do. I think she's good for... This looks like a medium race thing. During a final letter quarter when there's at least 600, your speed and... Yeah, this is, like, probably good for medium races. Medium races, maybe... long races, like certain shorter long races, but you will never be able to trigger this on a sprint or a mile. Actually, you might be able to do it on like 1 mile track, but if it's a final leg corner where there's at least 600 meters remaining, like you basically need it to be a medium or a long and maybe a couple of miles. But I don't think this unique would ever trigger on a short. So it's awkward for me to say that it's a meta pick. I guess there's really nothing else you can pull on for front runners unless I'm missing something in this section because I haven't gotten down this far. I still need to like catch up on some of the, because I don't know what the power levels are of stuff prior to Meijiro Ramu. So if you don't see something highlighted for a certain style, like in this section, I probably just didn't review it because I don't remember this far back. Yeah, I can put the stock in the chat. You want me to check the festival for you? Yeah. Ah, festival. Rudolph. This is the arrow, right? Less than 5, overtaking someone after... Someone has been trying to overtake you in the first half of the pack. During the final leg ride, then on the final corner, your speed will increase. It's not bad. 6 second, 3.35. It would work on like, for example, it would work here. It's just if it was... It wouldn't have worked on that first CM that we did. It wouldn't work in the Derby, but it would work in the Tenno Show Spring. The main thing is that its speed increase on the final corner. So the final corner has to start after you've accelerated to your top speed. So I don't think the skill is bad in a sense, but on certain tracks, it's probably useless. Like, for example, the next one, the Tokyo 1600, the final corner... Actually, you can probably use it here, because you can carry over the speed. But the final corner starts before the final leg, so you can still use a speed increase here. Yeah, I would just say it's a little less versatile. Just on like certain tracks, on certain tracks, the final corner, like the track we just did for the CM1, like you would essentially lose half your ultimate, because it started here. Basically, anywhere that someone says duty of dignity call is good on, Symboli will probably also be good on. Because the precondition is that somebody's trying to overtake you during, like someone's just trying to overtake you during the final leg. Oh, actually, wait, no. It wouldn't work for the Victoria Mile because the final corner... So the final corner would have to start after the final leg because the precondition is someone's been trying to overtake you in the first half of the pack during the final leg or beyond. So it wouldn't have worked on this example for the Victoria Mile, but it would work for the Tenno Show Spring. Because you just need someone trying to overtake you while you're accelerating to your top speed, and then it would proc at the final corner. Alright. This will probably be my last one. A little shorter of a stream today. I'm a little tired. Is Mesho Dodo good? I feel like I've seen her Halloween before. If you overtake someone during the final leg round, your speed and acceleration will increase. That's not bad. as an accelerate. I mean, the speed is kind of useless. I guess it's like, it's a general use. Because you can use the acceleration if you need to accelerate, and you can use the target speed when you're already accelerated if you're overtaking somebody. So this is not that bad of a skill. You'll always use one of these effects. They're weaker, but you'll use the acceleration if you needed acceleration, and you'll use the target speed increase if you needed the target speed increase. So I don't see, like, the ult's not bad. I think it's probably terrible when inherited. Like, it's a terrible parent. A 20% speed increase, or sorry, a 20% effectiveness, and then a 33%. But it's not a bad ult if you're running it as your runner. You just would never use this as a parent. But not bad as a runner. I feel like did she have good evolve skills? Nah, her evolve skills were decent. Is the next CM firm weather? Yeah, you can always check the CM on Game Tora, but the next one is firm, spring, sunny. It's also right-handed instead of left. Yeah, target speed increase is overall speed increase. Sorry, when I say target, yeah, if you ever say target speed increase, it's like your max, target speed is your maximum cap of speed. So during the, like when you're accelerating to your target speed, increasing your target speed doesn't do anything because you still need to hit your target speed when you're accelerating. But that's why we use the term target speed, is because it's like the maximum speed your Uma can run at. And when you need to accelerate when the final leg starts, you're still trying to achieve your target speed. Because if it was just a blanket speed increase, then it should increase while you're accelerating. It's just like terminology to say that, hey, if you aren't at your top speed, target speed increase doesn't do anything. Super Geek's a good parent, because she has limited numbers of aptitudes, so you won't have to run nearly as many parent runs. So I think that's fine. I just don't think her skill is worth buying. I don't think her skill is ever worth buying. Mainly because it's a... Actually... Wait, no, this is the... Sorry. That's probably the upgraded version, right? It's a white skill recovery. Generally, you can get a white skill recovery that's cheaper than this. But I mean, I guess if you have nothing else and you really badly need a white skill recovery for your HP, you can go ahead and pick it up. It's just very expensive for a white skill. But yeah, she's good for affinity. She only has she only has 4 A's. Like, I think she's fine as a parent. I don't think you're mainly buying... I don't think you're buying that many inherited skills anyways. Like, I generally... Like, on my Top Gun, I think I can only afford Divine Might. And even then, sometimes there's just better skills to buy. You get Uma selectors at the first anniversaries when it first comes out, but you have to pay for it. I don't think there was an actual selector to get that was for free. So with 0.45 target speed increase, it means accelerate. No, target speed increase only... No, target speed increase has nothing to do with acceleration. Target speed increase is completely useless if you're still in your acceleration phase. And the 0.45 is not a percentage. Like, if you look here, outside of... So, like right here, for example, at the 1500 here, the Uma is running at 18.80 meters per second, right? Right before Anchors Away, you run 18.80 meters per second. Anchors Away is a 0.45 target speed increase. So when Anchors Away triggers, they get that, I guess it's not 0.45 because it's a... Wait, what? Oh, it's a 0.25, sorry, not 0.45. So Anchors Away is a 0.25 acceleration increase. So they get that 0.25 acceleration. So instead of 18.80, they get 19.02, which is a little bit lower because I think sometimes I think this simulator simulates position keeping. Or not position keeping. Simulates it a little weird. But you can imagine that you just add 0.25 to your target speed. So you're running at 18.8 prior to the 0.25, and then you can add 0.25 to your meters per second. So you're not like, it's not a percentage. You straight up add it to the end. It's probably has another calculation into it. Here it's 0.22. I don't know what changes the calculations for it, but it's not a percentage base. Target speed increase in the mid race also disables. Yeah, if you hit target speed increase like here, you won't slow down until the skill ends. Is there a tier list of skills you get after gold and spurt? Doesn't the I thought the global reference doc showed it. Doesn't it say in their champions meeting recommendations? Oh, they don't say it. I mean, they always use the... They just use the skill charts. So if you want to check, just like enter in your UMA and then pull up the skill charts here. And it'll tell you like what it tells you. This is what the global reference doc did. So you can just like enter the skills you've already bought and the stats you have, and then just see here what other skills it would have been good. But you see like the first... Oh, it disappeared. The first inherited skill here is Strum und Drag, which I don't even know who gives this. Who gives this skill? Is this even a skill that's inherited? No. Sky High Teo Sips, I think, is the first inherited skill. So you can see all of these other skills, on average, are better than Sky High Teo Steps. But this is what the global doc did for the last one. You just click on skill chart here. So you just enter in your skills, enter in your stats here, and then just look through here to see the quote-unquote tier list. The selector in the first annie will be limited to characters that were released in 2021, not 2021. Characters that were released... I want to say it was either, for the first anniversary, it was the New Year's outfits NB4 or Tamamo Cross NB4. So sometime around here, it would just be all the Umas around here. I don't know if Haru and Opera were included. I still need to check it. So I think the announcement said everything that came the previous year. I don't know if they considered this New Year's outfits the previous year. What's the name of the skill checks website? Yeah, this is just the UMA simulator. So it's the... Yeah. Does this give it to you? Yes. Yeah, if you pay $21 for the bundle, you should be able to buy Ogre Cap Christmas. It's Masterful Gambit? Okay, okay. Yeah, because I was looking at it, I was like, I don't remember the skill from an inherit. So I think UMA Simulator says that these three skills are the... Or actually, these three skills are the only ones that give you 0.25. There's King Halo as well, but I think King Halo is impossible to trigger, so I don't really consider that. But these three are your quote-unquote strongest velocity increase skills, because they give you 0.25 instead of 0.15. The bundle, it should be whatever... Sorry, it's $21 USD. It was whatever your rookie... If you guys like can check the... Because I already bought it, so I don't have it anymore. But if you like buy it from this menu... it should be whatever the rookie bundle was with the random selector. I think it's the same price as that. No, it's not for free. It is whatever currency it costs. It's $21 USD, whatever currency it is for you. But it should have the same price as the rookie bundle that came with 1,500 carats and the random selector. And that's at the first anniversary. But that is not free. I want to clarify that. The UMA selector is not free. The SSR selector that comes out during anniversaries is free. That one comes from missions. But I don't think they ever gave a free UMA selector. Yeah, it's not... This one... The one at the anniversary is not a gacha ticket. That one you can actually choose. Well, it's not that Prideful King needs a temptation count of 0. It's the fact that she needs to be in... You need to be in 6th place. You need to be in 6th place to activate Prideful King. And by the time you're in 6th place when it activates, you already lost. Like, you're not making up from 6th place. Or sorry, 6th place or lower. But if you are in 6th place at the last 200 meters, I don't think the skill is saving you. Like, you're not gonna pass 5 people off of a 0.25 meters per second increase. Like, this skill is just... It's Triumph Impulse, but you have to be 6th place or lower. Like, Triumph Impulse is just this skill, but you're actually trying to fight. Whereas being in 6th place, you're kind of already lost. Or sorry, you can't... It's not 6th place or lower. It's exactly 5th place. So not 6th place. It's 5th place. Cool. Triumph Impulse, but good. Yeah, sure. Yeah, and Triumph... I don't even think Triumph Impulse on Ogres were beating out Gold Chips. So I don't know how you being in 5th place and activating a Triumph Impulse would do anything. But essentially what I'm trying to say is that this is Triumph Impulse. This is essentially Triumph Impulse, but you have to be exactly 5th instead of 5th to 2nd. Is Blue Rose Closer good? I mean, it's okay. I don't think any of these inherited skills are good. I think they're just, like, you have infinitely better options to pick up than a 0.15 target speed increase. But, I mean, it has very easy conditions. You just have to be passing somebody on this final corner. So, like, most likely, you're proccing Blue Rose Corner, or Blue Rose Closer. Most likely you're passing somebody, so you can trigger the ultimate. But it's just... It's so... Like, these inherited ults are so expensive for maybe half a length. Like, let's compare just Triumph Impulse, which this is the strongest ultimate you can get. Triumph Impulse, if it activates, is the strongest ultimate you can get. It's in line with Sky High Teo Steps and Divine Might. If we compare the two, and one of them doesn't have Triumph Impulse, it's less than a length. And you have to activate it. Like this... these are the exact two same ones. This is your difference. It's about 1/8 of a length, if it activates. And you're spending anywhere from 120 with max hints to 180 on this. If this Taishin had right-handed 1, it's evened. And this doesn't need to pass a wit check. So you can spend, 120 with max hints on Triumph Impulse and have the similar effect to a Taishin, or to another Uma with your exact things, but with right-handed. Like, I just think all inherited ults are just too expensive. It's more so if you have 150 plus skill points lying around, you might as well pick it up. But you should be chasing green skills instead for this one, because there's just no acceleration. I'm pretty sure you just straight up lose to a firm conditions as well. Okay, actually no, firm conditions is apparently worse than right-handed. But it's not a cool skill. That is true. You don't get to see Triumph Impulse triggering on your Uma. Instead, you just have right-handed that doesn't have your wit check. Is End Straightaway better than a unique inheritance? Yes. End Straightaway, I think, is on average... Like, Straightaway Spurt, I think, is on average 1.5 links. Yeah, firm conditions is better if... Oh, yeah, probably... Yeah, if I didn't have Encroaching Shadow here, firm conditions would be better than right-handed. Also, this power stat is probably way too high. Like, most likely it's like this, right? So, like, it's still the same thing. 1100, 1600. I don't know how else I could make this more realistic. Like, these I think are realistic stats on Taishin. Probably there's more guts, but that doesn't really matter. But right-handed is equivalent to a Triumph Impulse. It's just like top speed increase. I don't know. I think we're just in such an SP drought. I don't even know if you can afford a Triumph Impulse if you're trying to buy all of these skills on Taishin. Like, I'm pretty sure all the Taishins I see only have these 4 skills. But yeah, right-handed, using Taishin as our example, has the exact same effect as this, and it's a couple of skill points cheaper. Also, you would have to train an Ogre as a parent, which is very infuriating. Alright, I am done ranting though. I'm gonna end the stream here. Gotta do some more fan farm runs, and I just don't want to do it on my computer. So I'm gonna end the stream here. Tomorrow I'll just be back with the exact same ace runs. I think we also... Actually, wait, sorry. Let me... Right before I end, we'll end it off of this one character pull. But yes, tomorrow I will stream at the same time with 3 more Top Gun aces. Trying to get one better than the second one we made today, I think. Trying to hit that 1200. Oh, a 2-star. Grass Wonder, please. Alright, thank you guys all for watching today. I don't think I'm gonna beat Bun. 16 million fans in one day is disgusting. But I will try. Gonna do like 5-10 more parrot runs today. Bye bye.